All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today I am 2 years sober, so we are going to celebrate. We are doing our live stream and live chat just for you here on Sunday, October 30th. And we've got about 9 minutes and 40 seconds until we officially start. So if you're watching this already recorded in the future, if you weren't here live, you can just go ahead and fast forward 9 minutes and 31 seconds. And then get right to the beginning of tonight's live stream. But if you're here live with us, of course, as always, don't forget to participate. Don't forget to say hello. Don't forget to practice positivity. And we will be back to you here in just a few minutes. Hello to Big Jim, and congratulations to being the first one to leave a comment. We really appreciate you. I'm glad that you're here, and Andrea Bloom is also here, and Carol is also here, and Dave O, not Davo, is here, and Cat Mom, my actual mother, is here, of course, and a crowd favorite, Cecilia, is also now here. Hey, gang, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, by the way. Oh, Outlaw is here. How's it going? Cecilia said, hi, Jay. I'm going out at 8 p.m. with my fiance. Ooh, congratulations. Says, I'll hang out here until 7:30 so I can catch the replay tomorrow. All right, that's cool. Yeah, you gotta definitely enjoy yourself. I know it's a very festive time of year, and I wouldn't expect you to do anything other than live life to its fullest and stay sober. Oh, and Rob's here. How's it going, Rob? Rob left us a wonderful comment today, and I'm going to be sharing some of those kind words with the gang here once we get started. And let's see, who else? Christine is also here. How's it going, Christine? Let's see, who else said? There we go. Good. Yeah, Sam and myself and Cat Mom, we just went out recently to go have dinner. So that's good fun. If you haven't yet, don't forget to watch our latest episode, which is our first non-sober video. We told you we're going to be making a channel pivot, and the link is going to be here in the chat right now at 321 at 7:03, 3 minutes in. It says, are there cancer chemicals in my Halloween candy? And you can click on that link. But if you click on that link right now, it's going to take you out of the live stream. So that link is also in the video description of today's video, as always. We'd like to put that in there for you, so you can catch it after tonight's live stream. I highly encourage you to check it out. It was really fun. It was really nice to be able to work on something new and to be able to challenge myself to making new content. And also, too, of course, we have a poll on the screen. So don't forget to check that out and answer that, and we'll take that down, hopefully, within the first 15 to 30 minutes, if Sam reminds me, and or if I just remember. Hopefully. We will see. And the previous episode before that was about sobriety, and it was, why isn't sobriety making me happy? So again, here in the video description down below, we're going to zoom over to it real quick. You see down here, not the first link, not the second link, but the third and fourth links are our latest episodes. Watch our latest episodes. Are there cancer chemicals in my Halloween candy? And then also to why isn't sobriety making me happy? So those are the last 2 episodes. We put those links in there for you, along with our Quizilla app. And lots more links down there for you. All right. So that's that. All right. As we wait for some more of our friends to show up, like Marilyn and Sober is Cool to show up and to give this video a thumbs up, right? Sober is Cool. You didn't forget, right? And Marilyn, did you forget? Hopefully you didn't. Oh, Cecilia left a donation for us. Thanks. And says, happy 2nd year sober, Jay. I'm so proud of you. Thanks for saving my life 477 days ago. That is an honor. It's an honor and a privilege. And I thank you for showing gratitude because, you know, without a higher power without us doing the work that's, you know, all of us, not just here at the channel, but all of us individually, we have to do the work, right? They say God favors those who, you know, that puts in the work. We gotta put the work in. We gotta do the work because, you know, what's the use of prayer to ask for a loving partner if we're not making ourselves our best to be attractive to the partner that we want to attract? What's the use of prayer for a better career and a better job if we're not putting in the work to get better qualifications, to put in the overtime, to make ourselves more of a valuable asset to the company that we work for, or to maybe even be starting our own business, right? What's the point of prayer if we don't put in the work? What's the point of prayer to get sober if we're not at least willing to meet God or whatever higher power that you believe in? What if we don't put in the work, right? It'd be just like asking, just think of like God as a person. Like if you ask somebody to help you, so like, hey, I really need help getting a new job. I'd like to maybe apply at your company. And they said, okay, well, I'll talk to the boss for you. And then you don't show up for an interview. You see how that works? Right? You got to make ourselves presentable. We got to work on our resume. We have to work on our self-improvement. We got to do all the things that we need to do so that we can open those doors for the universe to give us the blessings that we're looking for, right? Sober is Cool said, we all need each other. That's right. Carol said, what happened? No more Jay? I'm here. I'm talking. My mic's on, right? Cat Mom said 3 minutes, Carol. Yeah, you see there's a timer in the bottom. We got 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. Or something like that. What we got left? Oh, 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. Let me make sure my thing is live. It's live. Cool. All right, it's 2-minute warning. Don't forget to grab yourself something preferably non-alcoholic to drink. I'm drinking my ginger beer tonight. I'm going to put a little pep in my step, have a little sugar. And don't forget to use the bathroom. Don't forget to stretch. Don't forget to put your comfy clothes on, unless you're getting ready to go out like Cecilia. Then wear your most entertaining outfit for this festive evening. Big Jim said, still going strong with my no sugar October. There you go. I think I'm going to keep it going. That's awesome. We talked about this a couple of live streams ago, maybe a month ago, Big Jim. We talked about how Sam and we switched over to organic monk fruit sweetener. Organic monk fruit sweetener. And we get that on Amazon. So it only needs, like, and say, if you wanted to sweeten up your tea, instead of having to put like a whole tablespoon of sugar in there or honey, all you need for just a regular size standard mug, you only need like 2 or 3 drops of this organic monk fruit sweetener. And it's better than, say, like stevia and all these different things, these extracts, which confuse your brain to think that something sweet's coming, but then it actually impulsively kind of makes you want to eat more. Your body's looking for those calories, right? Because sugar was a survival tool for us to get through the winters, right? So as evolution would have it, we are prone to consuming and hanging on to the calories of sugar. So our poll so far, we've got 17 of you have answered. The poll question is, did you ever think you would get sober? 41% of you believed in yourself and said yes. And that's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, looks like we are out of time. So it must be time for me to turn on the camera. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, ... Again, my name is Jay, and no, I didn't cut my hair. It's just back here. How's it going, everybody? How are we doing? This is what I looked like when I was young. I had the little flip. I had the short, I used to cut my own hair, believe it or not. And I would just like flip it over to the side, and it was a little, this is what I look like. So if you met me when I was like 20 or 19, this is what I looked like, because I haven't aged. Just kidding. How's everybody doing? Welcome. This is a big celebration. This is a big day. I am officially 2 years sober, and I hate to sound cliche, but I never thought it was going to be possible, right? I never thought that I can make it this far. You know, it's 2 years, and you know, my mom asked me. We just had dinner. We had our Sunday dinner. We went and got pizza. We had pizza and a salad and a white bean chili. It was really, really tasty. And you know, my mom asked me the question, which I'm sure all of us can relate to answering this question on, say, like a birthday, when people say, you know, like how does it feel to be 40 or 30 or whatever you are, right? And somebody said, like, how does it feel to be a year older? And it's just like, well, it feels just like it did yesterday. And I said to my mom, it says, it probably feels just like it does for you to be a year and a half sober. And Sam, also 1.5 years sober. By the way, comment down below what is your current streak of sobriety? This part I always like to do with the crowd here and show you using my Quitzilla app here. My Quitzilla app shows, oh, is it too bright? You can't see? Oh, it's too bright. Well, I'll read it to you. So I'm 729 days, 2 hours, 11 minutes sober. So roughly 2 years, just a few seconds shy of 2 years. Oh, we paused? Okay, cool. So we have, I don't know, the internet has its own agenda tonight, but we know how it is. We know when we're doing God's work, we know that the devil may try his best to interfere with what we aim to do, what we wish to do, and what we hope to do. Let me make one adjustment to my live stream and see if I can do my part to control the output for tonight's live stream. Let's just bump this quality down just a teeny tiny bit, and hopefully that'll help us out. All right, cool. So Sam will keep an eye on that. Sorry for if there was an audio or a video delay. We're just at the mercy of technology. That's how it is. You know how it is. But thank you all for being here. I'm really, really happy to be here. My mom got me these. Check out these flowers. You see that? Look at that. Mom got me these awesome flowers here with this black veil around it. Very Halloween-y. Weenie. But so we got those. I saw my mom today, and she got me a non-edible cabbage plant. It was really, really pretty. It's out in the back patio right now, and it was a great day overall. You know, we got to relax. I slept in for a change, and we kept the blackout curtains up, and we just enjoyed the day. We just started it whenever it felt like starting it, and just enjoyed the day. Just didn't put too much pressure on myself to be here, because I want to, you know, obviously mentally prime myself to be here with you and for you, and to also celebrate your streaks of sobriety and find out, you know, how long that you've all been sober, to continue to put a little pep in your step, to see that you're all continuing on in your own sobriety journey. So let's see how we're doing here, gang. So Andrea Bloom said, congratulations, Jay. And some flowers and smiley face emojis, and that little emoji that has like the little that's blowing the, what do you call it, the little I have one over here. I forgot where it went. Oh well. You know what I'm talking about. The party flute whistle thing. Rob said he's 9 months and 25 days sober. Give it up to Rob. Congratulations. And Caveman is 14 months on the 6th of November. Remember the 6th of November. That will be the day that Caveman is 14 months sober. Sil says, greetings, good people, and congrats on 2 years, Jay. Thanks, Sil. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. And we know that TK is not going to be here tonight because she had prior obligations, but she will be here in spirit. And also, too, Binky will be here in spirit with us. So shout out to Binky wherever you are, doing whatever you're doing. And Carol says it would feel really great to be 40. I'm trying to relish this opportunity right now. I feel like I'm in my prime. I don't know. We'll see. And then let's see who else. Cecilia said 477 days, which is 1 year, 3 months, 2 weeks, and 6 days. Congratulations to Cecilia. Andrea Bloom, I can't talk today. Andrea Bloom is proudly 3 months sober today. We always say that 3 months is a huge goal, so 3 months is 90 days. Some people put it on the century mark. They say like 100 days is a big milestone for sobriety. And I personally don't put too much emphasis on any specific time frames, any particular dates, whether it be 3 months, 6 months. But the importance of 3 months, the importance of 3 months, which is 90 days, is we know that it takes about 90 days for a habit to become a more permanent lifestyle change. Again, it's the 2190 rule. I say it all the time because I want to remind you, because I want you to be fluent and being able to say these things too, because it's good cannon fodder for those people around you, because you are going to be inspiring other people with your sobriety journey. You will be inspiring people that believed in you and had hope for you, that knew that you had potential, that you could be the best version of yourself, and that maybe that you were just standing in the way of your own blessings. And so, Andrea Bloom, I'm excited for you that 90 days, now that you've gotten to this point, now that now you're probably going to be entering you'll be in the pink cloud, and the honeymoon phase will now be over. We'll be getting close to the end of that. And what that simply means is that, you're riding in the early months, you're riding on the high of sobriety. You're like, I'm doing it. I'm finally doing it. I got past my first 3 days, which are terrible. And I got past the first 7 days and 10 days and 2 weeks. And I got past my first month. Now I believe that I can do it, because it takes about 21 days for a habit to become a lifestyle change, right? And it takes about 21 days to develop a habit, I should say. And it takes about 90 days for it to become a more permanent lifestyle change. So congratulations to you, Andrea Bloom. CD said, well, so glad I could log in for tonight's special live. Good for you, Jay. So thankful to have you in my life. Oh, likewise. Thank you so much. Thank you for always being super supportive and sending us mail. And speaking of mail, hold on a second. Where's your spider? There it is. You remember this oldie but goodie? Little spider on my shoulder. Let's see, where can I put the spider? That's put it right on my head. There you go. There's a little spider in my chest. How about that? Oh, you know where I could put it? Probably be more comfortable in the flowers. What do you think? There's your Spidey. A little spider in the flowers. How about that? We're recreating its environment so it won't feel uncomfortable with a couple of sticks and leaves in a jar. How about that? Okay, how about, let's see. Sam, the best gosh darn moderator in town. Say hello, Sam. Hello. Sam is 591 days sober, so that means my mom is also 591 days sober, because they are sober twins. Marilyn W is 3 years, 7 months, and 2 days sober, living the life. 2 purple hearts, my favorite color, if you couldn't tell. And let's see, who else? Christine is 303 days sober. Thank you and congratulations. Thanks for emailing me. Christine was the first person to email me today on this very special day to say congratulations. So I very much appreciate that. Thank you, Christine. And Outlaw said 1 year on Tuesday. Congratulations to Outlaw. What are you going to do for your big day? You going to treat yourself to a big old steak? A big old porterhouse? That sounds good. Unless you don't eat meat, then I apologize. I would think that, I don't know if are there vegan outlaws? I'm not really sure. How about, let's see. Andrew Bloom said, Satan is evil. Deb's here. King 13 said, congrats, mate. I am so proud of you. You are an amazing human. And hi, Sam. Thanks, Deb. I really appreciate you being here and always being supportive. And for being the first person to invite me onto your podcast. That was really fun. I haven't really been on anybody else's podcast, so you're the only person who, as far as I know, unless I'm forgetting somebody, I apologize if I forgot, but I think you're the only person who I've done a live stream with or any kind of podcast with. I've had a couple of other offers, which I may entertain in the future, but we'll see. Carol said, I'm 4 months sober today. Nice, 120, 1, 2, 3 days. There you go. That's an angel number for you. 1, 2, 3. Caveman said, on my first day of not smoking cigarettes. There you go. I feel like it's harder to quit smoking cigarettes than it is to quit alcohol. Because why is it, why is it hard if you smoke? Those of you that know, what did you always associate smoking with? A break, right? You have like, you know, I'm stressed out in life, or I got all these chores to do, or I got to do this meeting, or I got to go to work, or you're at work and you're just like, I don't want to have to keep doing this work. I just want to get up. I want to stretch my legs. I want to walk outside to the smokers area, right? And get some fresh air while I pollute my lungs with cigarette smoke. I know the feeling all too well. I get it. All right, let's see. Who else? Is anybody else? Carol said, love the flowers, Cat Mom. They're pretty nice flowers, aren't they? Check it out. And let's see. If anybody's terribly bothered by me having my hair up, let me know, and I will potentially take a request to put the hair back down. CD is 563 days sober. I love it. King 13 said, chasing you, Jay, nearly 22 months. Happy Aussie Halloween. Nice. So how's it different? You just do it all upside down? Is that what it is? All right, let's see. And Sil said, R.I.P. Binky. Yes, R.I.P. Binky, wherever you are. I'm sure life is much more awesome in the streaming energy, the streaming consciousness of eternal and everlasting energy that surrounds us all. And it is beyond our comprehension, but I may or may not have had a couple of psychedelic experiences that have convinced me that I have an idea of what it's like. And if that's what it's like, it's not too bad. All right, let's see. All anecdotes aside, let's see. Who else? Or did I get everybody? Okay, I think I got everybody's. If anybody wants to shout out, the question was, what is your current streak of sobriety? So if you're just now joining us, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It looks like 10 of you forgot. That is okay. And don't forget to comment down below. What is your current streak of sobriety? Rob said, I'm doing drywall mud in my kitchen right now, but I got you on speaker. I'll be listening and responding when I can. Congratulations, Jay. 2 years. Amazing, bro. Nice. You got to put that work in. I like working with drywall compound mud. It's funner to say mud. You're right. Still said, I have a fake long leg spider that looks real. I used to wrap it over my shoulder when I went out. That's hilarious. When I was in Hawaii, I went to the T-Mobile store because I have T-Mobile service, and I went in there. I have a video of it somewhere. I wish I could find it on the fly, but there's a guy standing at the counter at T-Mobile, no joke, with a massive parrot on his shoulder, like a pirate. Big old parrot. The big, like, from the head to, I can't even fit it. I don't even, let me see. What's my frame of reference? From the head to the, yeah, I can't even fit it in there. It's so big. Like, the tail feathers were like this long alone on this parrot. So, and that's on top of the whole rest of the body, right? It was huge. Cecilia said, porterhouse is delicious. I just had my first porterhouse. Me and Cat Mom and Sam, we went to a steakhouse here called Harry's Steakhouse, and had our first porterhouse. It was delicious. All right, so let's go back to the poll question that you've all answered here. It said, did you ever think that you would get sober? And 34% of you said yes, you thought you would get sober. 38% of you said no, I did not think I was going to get sober. 12% of you said, I thought I could, but I kept failing. And 16% of you are still trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together and said that I'm still trying. So thank you for answering that poll question. I really appreciate your participation here on the live stream today on this very special day. And let's see, what other messages do we have here before I go on a long existential rant, man? We'll see what happens. I don't know. Of course, I don't have anything prepared tonight. I like to just speak from the heart. I think that's why maybe, a lot of you probably vibe with this channel is, every day before I come on camera, every day that I'm going to do a live stream or a video, I always pray very specifically to say what I need to say, when I need to say it, and most importantly, how I need to say it. Because you could just say, it's your partner, I love you. But there's a difference between saying I love you and I love you, or I love you, right? It just depends on how you say it. And it also depends on, when you say it, right? So a nice timed I love you when maybe you're in trouble may help solve things and smooth things out tremendously, right? So it's not about what you say, but how you say it and when you say it. So I always pray that prayer, and it's important to me. It's important to me to. I love writing, of course, but I don't write anything for the live streams other than a couple of notes and things that I might want to say to kind of keep keep the wrangling of the cats, the wild feral cats of ideas that I have in my brain, kind of keep them in line, because I know sometimes I start a story and then I go around in a different direction and I never finish this story. But hopefully I get to say things at least in an entertaining enough way that keeps you captivated enough to continue listening on, and I thank God for that and for those blessings. And Firsthand Leghand said 118 days sober. Firsthand Leg said 118 days sober. Sometimes my brain, I think of like Foghorn Leghorn whenever I see your name, and that's why I get confused sometimes. Let's see. Carol said booze and coffee. Stopped smoking 33 years ago. Nice. King 13 said 14 hours ahead. It's the 31st here. There you go. I'm gonna have a little sip of my non-alcoholic ginger beer. Nat Dialogue said, for he's a jolly good fellow. Is that me? Or are you talking about the spider, the fake spider? Ooh, Jake Alexander's here with one of my favorite. I don't know if I think I told you this before, Jake Alexander, but obviously, my name's Jay. My initials are J.A. also. My last name is Andres. So I was developing a logo that was also like that. So imagine your logo with the J with the A coming off it, but then 3 little dashes coming off the A for the E. So that was kind of a logo idea I had. So shout out to you, Jake Alexander. Caveman said, I just smashed the like button. I always think it's funny when YouTube content creators say that. Don't forget to smash that like button. They have like the little animation and the little clicky sound. Sil said it was a movie prop that I bought. That's funny, with a spider. Brandon said my wife said you look so healthy. Sobriety is definitely agreeing with you. By the way, I'm definitely not a vegan. LOL. Nice. All right, cool. Appreciate that. Oh, Jason Schmedecki is here and made a donation, $5. I appreciate you. I will use that money wisely on a pint of ice cream. Thank you, my friend. If Sam says it's okay. And let's see. Jesse said 21 months sober, November 8th. Been watching you since May of 2021. That's a long time. I would like to have seen you more often if you've been watching that long, but I know there are time zone differences, and I'm sure there's more captivating TV on Sunday. What are we competing with right now? Sunday primetime television. Let's see, what is on TV that we're competing with? No easy answers. Oh, here we go. We're competing with 60 Minutes, Bob Hart's Bishola, I don't know what that is. The Amazing Race, Bowl, Come Dance With Me, The Challenge USA, Big Brother, CSI Vegas, East New York, Blue Bloods, Celebrity Big Brother, and The Equalizer. And you all chose to watch and listen to me. I appreciate that. Some of you are like, I'm totally DVRing those shows. I'm going to watch them as soon as you're done talking. Well, thank you all for being here. Tony says, congratulations, Jay. Lots of emojis. And says, is all about you and continue in this journey. Nice. Appreciate you. Thanks, Tony. That was nice of you. And Jesse said, thank you, Jay. I appreciate you. Thank you all. Lots of gratitude and lots of positivity today. I really appreciate that. And it's a really special day. I'm really happy. Let's see if I can get through the rest of these comments, and then I'm going to talk. I know you're like, you're talking. You haven't stopped talking. You'd be surprised. When I was young, I didn't really talk that much. In my opinion, I don't know. Maybe my mom would be like, you would just not stop talking. But yeah, I'm an only child. So I'd always talk to like imaginary friends all the time. How many of you still talk to your imaginary friends? I have conversations. I'll like practice. Like that's how I get like a lot of ideas for podcasts and things that I want to write, in the future. And is I spend a lot of time in silence. I'll listen to a lot of like podcasts and things like that too, but like rarely do I like listen to music unless I just want to like vibe with my thoughts, or like if I'm like working out or something like that. But a lot of times I'll just sit in silence. I spend a lot of time in silence, especially when I'm home here alone. It's just like there's no sound in the house. I don't have like casual music playing because I don't want to be wrapped up in the lyrics of a song or what somebody else is saying, because I want to be a receptor for whatever ideas are coming my way. And that's, part of the whole getting out of your own way with sobriety is that you need to, one of the things that we need to do is continue to kind of defrag, it's a computer term, defrag the hard drive of our mind and declutter all this mental space, all this real estate that you have in your brain that you kept reserving for things, bad habits, for things that you were allowing to distract you. And I'm sure that we're all alike in that we drank for a distraction. We drank for an escape. We drank to feel better, because throughout the day when you're living your life, maybe if you're raising kids or you have a family, you have to go to work, or all of the above, life can absolutely be stressful, and we want that break. Whether you drink, whether you smoke, whether you vape, smoke weed, whatever it is, or you have shopping addictions or gambling addictions, you want that adrenaline, right? You want to change your physiology. You want to be able to feel differently than you do in that particular moment. And I know, and it can be addicting. And you think like, well, I'm not addicted to alcohol. I can stop drinking alcohol. It's not like I'm scratching my throat when I wake up and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to drink. But sometimes it's kind of like that. You can't wait to escape, because it's like every morning you're being birthed live. Again, you open your eyes, and then some of you were either thinking, yay, I get to do something fun today. But I think that for the most part, most of us were opening our eyes and going, oh no, not again. Do I have enough time to set the snooze? Can I set my snooze alarm? Can I just avoid this again, right? So we spend a lot of time running away from our lives and our responsibilities instead of running towards these opportunities and these obstacles and these challenges so that we can conquer these things and put them behind us, right? How many of you out there will put something on your to-do list that maybe only takes 15 minutes and you'll just put it off until tomorrow? You're like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it after lunch. And then you're like, oh no, I kind of got busy with work. I'll do it after work. And then I don't know. I have to go to the grocery store now, so of course I can't do it. So I welcome the distraction. And now I have to prepare dinner, and it's time for a glass of wine. And now I just feel relaxed. I'm de-stressed now, and I'm gonna have dinner. So it's dinner time now. So I'm not gonna do that anyway. And I'll want to unwind after after all, I gotta get up early for work tomorrow, and I gotta watch my shows. Yeah, I'd have to have another. There's like another glass and a half of wine in this bottle, so I'll finish this wine because I can't sleep unless I have a drink. Of course, helps me to get to bed, right? And then you put it off till tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, and then you put it off till the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then you never forget. Really, do you? Do you forget that you have these things to do? Do you forget that you have these responsibilities? Do you forget that the universe gave you these incredible ideas and these gifts and these talents that you could be and maybe should be using, but you continue to put it off, right? And that also includes our sobriety, right? And I know that when I came to making this decision, sorry, I'm getting distracted, seeing some of your names. Hi to KT Sky D, said, hey, great work, Jay. I'm happy for you and proud of you. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for my big special day. All right, let's see. And who else? Is it Alzy? Said, yes, Sil, caffeine is the hardest drug to quit for me, for sure. And Michelle's here. Hello to Michelle. If anybody else is sitting there in the background who hasn't yet said hello, or maybe you've been here before and you never participated, or if it's your first time, say hello. And if it is your first time, say, it's my first time. And hello, or whatever you want to write. Jamie's here, said, love the encouragement you consistently provide. Well, I love that you're here, and I love that you love the encouragement that we consistently provide. It definitely would not be possible had I not made the decisions to get sober, obviously. And Jamie said, first time here. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Don't forget to shower Jamie with attention, love, and affection, if you don't mind. And don't forget, Jamie, to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Nice. I see that pinned comment. I think I just read that one, Sam. All right. Cool. All right, let's see. Carol said, I just started to embrace coffee again. Made me sick when I was drinking. Yeah. Cat Mom. We bought Cat Mom some caramel apple coffee. And but I will say that if you look at the ingredients, Cat Mom, there are artificial ingredients. So in tonight's, or in our last live stream, how many of you, real quickly, I'm going to put up a poll. I'm going to write it out real quick. Did you see our last episode about cancer chemicals in candy, ? So we made this episode this past week, And I kind of feel tempted to just play it here on air and see if we vibe with it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can watch. Maybe we'll watch it at the end. That's what we'll do. We'll watch it together. I'll put it up here on the screen and we can watch that episode together. But if you haven't watched that episode yet, which I'm assuming most of you, it was our worst performing episode. And I think it has something to do with the fact that I tagged a bunch of like hot topic keywords that are like a no-go in YouTube, like big pharma, big food industry, the sugar industry, the candy industry. I talked about cancer. I talked about autism. I talked about the overlapping bar graphs where if you look at childhood obesity from like the 70s until today, it skyrockets. You know what else skyrockets? Diabetes. You know what else skyrockets? Autism. You know what else skyrockets? Cancer. Cancer rates also skyrocket. So these are things that are very, very important to me, not just sobriety, of course, but I wasn't able to do those things. I wasn't really able to do anything other than just entertain those thoughts and write them down as they would come because I knew I wasn't going to do them. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to count on myself. I knew that I was burning the candle at both ends. I knew that. All right, I'll put the hair down. Jeez. I don't know if he said anything, but I'm going to put it down. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to be my best if I didn't do something different, right? They say that the definition of insanity is when you continue to do the same thing, like drink every day, and you expect different results. It's kind of like the same thing when I was talking about in the opening before, I turned the camera on. What's the point of prayer, right? I felt silly, like reflecting back at where I was 2 years ago. Grab your popcorn. Where I was 2 years ago, I was telling the story again to my mom. There's a couch right here. And on this couch, one night, I was drinking and doing other stuff. And, but I was drinking excessively. This would have been about like 25 months ago. So this is about a month or so before I ended up getting sober. And I remember, and also too, when my dad was sick and dying, I had a couple of these instances happen where I got my phone out, I dialed 3 numbers. I dialed 911. My arm was going numb. I had a pain in my chest. And I thought to myself, well, my mom's lost everybody. Most of the people in our life have passed away from cancer, right? There haven't been, many tragedies other than that, but cancer itself is a tragedy. I remember when I was 5 years old, my grandmother, my mom's mom, died of cancer. And I remember when we were driving away from the cemetery in Amherst, where she and most of my family members are buried there. And I remember just looking at it all, and it was surreal. And I thought to myself, I can't believe this. Like, how could this shining light, how could this angel be gone? How can she not be here anymore? How is it that her body is there and she's just going to live in the ground forever because of cancer? What is cancer? Why did it have to take my grandma? And then it wasn't just my grandma. It was my great aunt. It wasn't just my grandma and my great aunt. It was my dad. It wasn't just them. It was almost every single person that's buried there in Amherst. And I thought to myself, well, I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up, but I know that I want to change the world. I know that I don't want any other kids to drive away from their grandma and wonder what happened and why they don't have a grandma anymore, or why they don't have their mom or their dad anymore. And part of why I made this decision to get sober was because we already lost my dad, and we already lost my grandma. We already lost enough people. And our environment that we're in isn't exactly the healthiest. From the products that we use, from the shampoo that you're cleaning your hair with, the soap that you're cleaning your body with, from the deodorant that you keep yourself smelling fresh with that has aluminum in it that's clogging up your pores, that's giving people, we don't know for sure, breast cancer, right? They say if you wouldn't put it in your mouth, why put it in your body? Your body is the largest organ that you have. If you put it on your skin, it goes into your body. And people are just now waking up to these facts. So I ask you, if you watched our latest episode, which I put a lot of time and attention, and I put a lot of special love and interest into this particular episode, that 145 of you watched. I know that number is going to increase, and I know that some of you are going to share it. And I'm not going to stop making these videos because I don't want those kids to keep wondering when they're going to see mom or dad or grandma again, and why they have to wait to see them in heaven again. These things matter to me. And I knew that I had to get out of my own way. I knew that I had to do something differently. Otherwise, I would end up insane myself. And when I made the decision, pardon me, wiping tears. When I made the decision, when I was sitting on this couch and I pre-dialed 911 and my arm was numb and my chest was tight, and I thought to myself, I can't fucking believe I'm about to kill myself inadvertently, and my mom's gonna have to bury me. My dad just died. Is that the path that I want? That was my fork in the road moment when I said to myself, or I said to God, I said, hey, excuse me, dear God, I need help. I don't know how to do this on my own. I desire alcohol too much. More specifically, I desire the distraction so much. I'm afraid to be my best self, God. I'm afraid to do all these things that you're asking me to do. I'm afraid to get these messages out here. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of what if I make a video and only 145 people show up? What if I make these videos and nobody shows up? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of failure. So I let it keep me from being myself. I let me keep me from being myself. I denied my future self the opportunity of being the best that they could possibly be, who I am today. And I'm grateful for that. And that moment, I knew, and I made a pledge to God, and I said, if you take this away from me, if you take these temptations away from me, if you help me to find a better balance in my life, if you help me to practice positivity, if you help me to express gratitude for being able to wake up again, if I can find more consistent ways to be grateful for this gift of life that as far as I know, I only have this one. I don't know what you believe in. I don't know if we believe in reincarnation. No, I don't know. I don't exactly know. I know what the Bible says. I know what different books say, but I just know that right now, God, I need help. And I lift this matter up to you. And if you're out there struggling right now, regardless of what your faith is, regardless if you only go to church on Christmas or Easter, or if it's been a decade or so since you've been at church, have your own personal relationship with God. Have your own personal relationship with the higher power, with the universe. We can all at least agree that there's a universe out there, and we are but a grain of sand in it. And why I say I felt silly about asking God for help is because right now there's a family huddled in a basement in the building that they live in, hoping that a Russian bomb isn't going to drop on their head. There's somebody right now actually calling 911, whispering on their phone because they think that there's somebody in their house and they don't know what to do. There's a wife out there that doesn't know where her husband is. There are parents out there that their child's been missing for weeks and for months. And they're deciding whether or not they want to put their kid's face on the side of a milk carton. Have you seen me? And I think about all of the blessings that I have, and I try to take in full perspective from all different angles, how blessed I am and how blessed I was up to the point of me pre-dialing 911 because I thought I was going to die right there, 6 feet away from where I'm talking to you right now. And I decided that I had to use my powers for good. And if God would give me the opportunity, that I would use my powers for good instead of evil. Sam said to me today that I have quite a way of affecting people with my words. And I said, I know. I can absolutely affect people very negatively, and I can also affect them very positively. So I had to make that conscious decision because it's easier. It's much easier than it is. It's much easier to tear someone down than it is to build something up. It takes years of planning and preparation and effort beyond your comprehension and beyond your control, so much so that we obviously have to depend on the helpfulness of others to build what it is that we want for ourselves, so that we can see our vision through. That will only continue to be a vision, will only continue to be an idea until we bring it to life. We are incubated with thoughts. We are inoculated with thoughts. And you either say, yes, I will, or maybe later, or not at all. We make these decisions. We don't know where thoughts come from. We don't know where inspiration comes from. But I ask that through this vehicle, through this medium of this particular podcast, that I can be a conduit for motivation and for inspiration to pass along to you, that maybe we will relate on a story. Maybe we will relate in grief. We will relate in trauma. We will relate in turning a new corner and ending the old chapter and starting to hit the pen to the paper, to start the very first words of the very first sentence and choosing what punctuation that we want to put on the next chapter of our life. And I know that it can feel daunting. I know that it can be overwhelming to think that we have to leave everything behind, when in fact, all we're leaving behind is one thing, and what we're gaining is everything else. We always like to say, because it's fun to say, there's only 3 things that you can't do without, or you can't do sober. There's only 3 things that you can't do sober. Number 1, drink alcohol. Number 2, have a hangover. And number 3, get a DUI. That's only 3 things. Name something else. Anything else. Everything else. You can do everything else sober. And you can also, most importantly, be your best self. I love to have conversations whenever I can with people, in real life about everything that you stand to gain with sobriety, right? And the importance of doing it for yourself first. First and foremost, you have to do it for yourself. If you're going to do it to win the girl back, that's not the right move. If you're going to do it to get your family back, it's not the right move. It's a good move, it's not exactly the right move. If you're doing it to impress your coworkers or your boss or whatever, if you're doing it just to get something else, then you are using sobriety for your personal gain. You might say well, yeah, but that's kind of a negative way to look at it. The point is, if you're not doing it first and foremost for yourself, then all of the benefits and all the reasons and all the ways that it will continue to extend itself and ripple through and echo through time and manifest into goodness, into light, into positivity, it will happen when you do it for yourself. You want to win the girl back? Guess what? It's going to happen. And if you don't win the girl back, you're going to win the girl that you deserve to have, or the guy, or the family, or whatever it is. The benefits will radiate. You will look healthier. You will feel healthier. You will be a better version of yourself. You will still have to solve the puzzle of what do you do with all your free time. And I know that for some of us, boredom is one of those things, because if all you did was go to the club and go to concerts and go to all these places where it's just alcohol all the time, yeah, you're definitely going to have to switch up your hobbies a little bit or find a new way to be able to exist in those environments. I know, I get it. I used to like to go to concerts too. I used to like to go to clubs and to bars also. And I still go to the same bar that I was drinking and carrying on with. I just don't drink anymore. Sam and I were just there last night. We got there at 8. We left at 10. Right? We played a couple of games of pool. We only played 4 games of pool last night. But you can get your life back. Repeat after me. I can get my life back. More importantly, I will get my life back. And if you are getting your life back, say, I am getting my life back. And if you've gotten your life back, say, I have my life back. And that's the most important thing, right? Is that we're trying to help people, we're trying to help husbands get their wives back, wives get their husbands back, for parents to get their children to get their parents back, maybe parents to get their kids back. But most importantly, we're trying to help you get yourself back. We're trying to help you to be the best version of you that you possibly can be, so that you can start to believe in yourself. Because didn't you think that you needed alcohol to be sociable, right? Isn't that 100% of us? Didn't you think that you needed alcohol to go out in public, to go to social gatherings, to go to that show, to go out to dinner? Didn't you think that you needed to have a glass of wine with dinner? Didn't you think that you needed to have a glass of beer or whatever you drink, vodka tonic, when you're sitting down watching your prime time television? Didn't you think that maybe you needed a little nightcap? I'll just have a little half a glass of wine before bed. Didn't you think that? I know, me too. And then that's when I identified that my life was out of balance. And I'm not, saying that I haven't said, and I'm not going to say, and I'm never going to say that alcohol itself is bad. I don't think that it's the devil, but I definitely think it's a tool that can be used from evil. And that evil is it can distract us from being our best self. It can numb us from working through the motions and the life experiences that we need to work through. It's terribly easy, so easy. It's so easy to drink that underhoused people, aka homeless people, can do it. They can do that every day. You only need a little bit. You only need to scrounge up a little bit of money. You can be without a house, living on the street, living in your car, and still save up a couple of bucks. Walk into your local grocery store, your gas station or liquor store or bar, if you want to go the expensive route, and you could still get drunk. You could still drink every day. And that could be the only hobby and the only passion that you possibly have. So when we think about, well, is alcohol dangerous? It certainly can be. Any tool can be dangerous. A tool building, or a hammer building a house, not really dangerous. A hammer in your hand when you're angry and somebody's projecting violence towards you, is that dangerous? It's deadly. It's lethal, right? The wrong tool at the wrong times in the wrong hands without better emotional tools is absolutely a destructive tool. And I know this from firsthand experience just as well as you did. How many of you would use alcohol to calm down when you're angry and then just get angrier? How many of you have punched a wall? How many of you have driven drunk? How many of you made the one bad decision of getting drunk and then into extreme intoxication, and then it just became a domino effect of negativity? It became maybe getting arrested, right? Maybe having your kids taken away, maybe losing your home, losing your family life, losing your job, having to do community service, being on parole, getting your car impounded, getting a DUI, having your license suspended, all of these things, right? And it's all fun. It's all fun and games till isn't fun and games. You can there's no proven success in gambling. It's a gamble. You're going to win, maybe, and you're definitely going to lose. And the more that we gamble, the more times we roll the die, it's inevitable that you will lose. What you lose is going to be up to you. It's going to depend on where you are in your life and how much you stand to lose. I had a hairdresser. I had a conversation with a hairdresser. No, they didn't cut my hair. They didn't touch my hair. I had a conversation, and this person had just seen their parole officer. And the person was saying that, I was just talking to him, and he said, well, I just made some bad decisions when I was young. And I was like, and before I can ask him to elaborate, he just elaborated and said, I got caught with a pound of meth. And he told me how successful he was and how creative he was and how celebrated that he is. And he's an award-winning colorist in the hairstyling world. And he told me that he lost everything. He lost the relationship he was in. He lost his condo. He lost his BMW. He lost everything. Was temporarily homeless. Went through what he went through. Did his time. Now he has his probation officer, probation officer now. He's got on probation. And he's turned his life around. He's now sober. I think he's like 2 years sober, something like that. And got his career back. Didn't even intend to show his face back in the world of hairstyling and hair coloring. And wouldn't you know it, is now the 2022 champion in his division for what he does. I don't want to put too much information out there. It seems to be somebody's Googling the hairstylist, colorist, award-winning Cleveland, right? But shout out to that person for doing what you need to take, because like when you take the most mature route, when you take the most mature perspective from it, at some point you're going to have to say, and I encourage you all to say it right now, enough is enough. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of looking in the mirror and knowing that I should be doing better, but I'm not going to. I know I'm going to go get drunk tonight. I know I might get drunk. I'm probably going to get drunk and high tonight. And I'm going to stay up to ungodly hours of the evening into the morning, potentially when the birds are chirping, the beautiful birds outside when it's warm and they're chirping. And I just wish they would shut up. I get the blackout curtains. I got this, I basically looking like I live in like a trap house, a dark, dingy bedroom with blackout curtains, with my big bottle of water next to me because I know I'm going to be dehydrated. I didn't want to do that. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I had to say enough was enough. I had to do something different. I tried everything to get sober except for quit drinking alcohol. You know the story. And if you didn't, give this video a thumbs up. By the way, if is anybody's first time visiting, hello to Pluto Platters. That's a fun name. Good to see you. It says, getting drunk is boring. It's the same thing every time. There you go. Hazel said, oh my God, same, all of the above, anger, etc. So crazy. Sil said, enough is enough and got sick and tired of being sick and tired. There you go. Nice. I'm reading her. I have a big monitor right behind the camera there. But when I got to that point, when we all get to that point and know that, like, okay, I'm not a kid anymore. I've had my fun. I had my cake and I wanted to have my cake and eat it too, right? I wanted to burn the candle at both ends and I wanted to test fate, right? I wanted to test fate and see how hard could I go. I took pride. Did any of you take pride in, you don't have to, this is not something to be proud of when speaking of, but did any of you take pride in how well you could handle your liquor? I was the type of person that I would do the most of whatever we were doing and I would still be the designated driver. I would still be like, everybody would go shot for shot or drink for drink or whatever with me. And I would be driving home with 2 or 3 or 4 other intoxicated people that could barely hold their head up. Meanwhile, same level of intoxication. I wore it on my sleeve. It was a badge of honor to me because birds of a feather flock together. Misery loves company. And I took pride to say, it was like this sense of pride to be like, oh, look how I conquered these toxins. Look how good I take care of my body because I work out still, because I eat healthy, because I take my vitamins. I wasn't saying my prayers so much back then, but I took pride. I took pride in that kind of behavior because nobody wants to see you all poop butt, the little poop butt snot running down your nose, right? Just dry heaving. Can't even drive your own car home. And I'm not going to trust my friends to drive. That was a terrible thing to say, but those were the friends. That was the company I was keeping. I couldn't even trust them to get us home safely, but I could trust myself. And I was willing to put myself through that kind of punishment to have the kind of time that I wanted. So I could distract myself from being my best. So that I could distract myself from not having to produce all these ideas that God was giving me. So that I wouldn't have to find out if I would be disappointed because I would just take one leg out from under me and I wouldn't have to find out because I'd be too drunk and I wouldn't care. I'm going to wake up hungover tomorrow. I'm going to wake up hungover tomorrow anyway. So why does it matter? Why does it matter if, I only have enough time to go to work? That's pretty much it. And, stop at the store for a pack of cigarettes and, a bottle of tequila. That's about all the time I have anyway. And then I'll squeeze a meal in there too. I'll probably eat at work. So I work at a restaurant. And I knew that I had to change something. And it came at the possibility of not being able to pay my bills, right? Of course, I paid my bills during this time. Also, mind you, I was recovering from a bankruptcy. My bankruptcy just fell off this past year. So now my credit is excellent. I didn't even know credit scores could go that high. And I'm very proud to be able to say that. But these are things like these things wouldn't be possible if I wasn't taking my life seriously. With that, during that bankruptcy, I leased a car, I leased 3 cars. I bought my first house. I didn't miss a single payment. I paid all of my credit cards on time, all outstanding bills. I don't have any student loan debt anymore. I don't have any credit card debt anymore. When my dad died before I got sober, I was very, very ashamed to say that I wasn't sober when he was passing away. I remember going to visit him and I was sleeping in the hospital with my dad. They put a cot in his room while he was dying of cancer. And I had a bottle of tequila in my backpack. Mind you, the bottle of tequila that was in my backpack that I brought into his hospital room that I was previously that night drinking while I was bar hopping, while I bought a scooter, you know, like a moped, and I was scooting around Oahu drunk. One night, cover your ears, Mom. One night I was I was drunk and on acid and on something else I'm not going to admit to. And I totally forgot. You ever do like one thing and then you forget that you did something because you did something else? It was one of those nights. I had something that was had me a little up and distracted. I totally forgot I took acid. And who cares, you know, that I was drinking, because I drink all the time. I can handle my liquor. And I remember I drove back to the family house and totally forgot once the one thing stopped working. Then I was on acid and I couldn't even like solve the puzzle of getting into the family house. I was like confused by keys and I'm just like, oh my, which one of these keys are supposed to work? I don't know. I don't know how to work locks anymore, right? Does anybody relate? Anybody relate to that? And so like I'm in, and Pluto Platter said, drunk on acid, wonderful duo. I remember getting to the refrigerator and I was just like, I don't know what I need, but I need something. And my stepmom they were a little bit like food hoarders. I think like when you grow up in a third worldish country, that you have a different relationship with food. So they didn't throw anything away. Everything was just wrapped in tinfoil. I remember making a video with my phone, and the phone was, what is that? And what is that? And what is that? And what are these? And I made this anecdotal. It's actually on my personal Instagram if you go through my Hawaii slides. And I remember I didn't know what anything was. I couldn't navigate food. It was dark. I didn't know where the light switches were. But I say that to be entertaining, but I'm not proud, like I didn't go to the hospital that night, but I was on antidepressants and I was drinking. I was just trying to numb the pain, like mind you, like my fiance of 7 years just moved out. Like I had to help my fiance at that time move out with her children. This was 2019, right? So like on Father's Day of that year of 2019, on Father's Day, I get in a big argument and I take accountability. And I got in a big argument with her. And I found out, I got the phone call that my dad was dying, that he had terminal cancer. And I think within 48 hours, that relationship ended. And my fiance at that time was like, yeah, I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. And I said, what do you mean? My dad's dying right now and I have to go take care of him. What do you mean you're moving out with the kids from this house that I bought for us? And then so I had to help her move out in August of 2019 after I had already gone to see my dad. So I had to go see my dad 4th of July weekend. June, she tells me I don't want to be in a relationship with anymore. I find out my dad's terminal in June. She wants to leave. July, go see my dad for a week. August, I get the call, which is it's time to prepare. Get your affairs in order. And I'm like moving her out into her new apartment to start her new life, not with me. And I have to go. So I have to end that chapter, and I had to end the chapter of my dad and watch him with the fear in his eyes of saying goodbye to everything that you've ever known, because you've ever known to be alive. And I thought, what's it going to be like? You don't know, like, what's it going to be like when a parent passes away? Is it going to be like a Lifetime original movie? Is it going to be like a movie, a dramatic movie? And it's, you say all the things that you want to say to each other, and you express love to each other and gratitude to each other. And you say a couple of, I'm sorry for this thing. And I know I wasn't the best this or the best that, and I could have done better here or there. And it was really just a lot of silence and distraction. He'd watch TV and I'd play him some of his favorite music on my little portable speaker. I'm on antidepressants, and I'm drinking. And I'm in Hawaii. I'm in the most beautiful place. And I'm drunk. And I'm numb as you can be. I'm on Wellbutrin, I think, at that time. I'm on Wellbutrin, and I'm on tequila. And my dad's dying, and my house is empty. And I don't have much to come back to. And then I came back. And you'd think, well, that would be it. That would be the time that I would say, let's get sober and be sober and stay sober. Isn't that enough motivation? But just like all of you, you know that even still, the time might not be right. Even sometimes with people, when they go to see their doctor and the doctor says, if you don't cut back on drinking, you're not going to have a functional liver in 6 months. And still people, we all know somebody adjacent to our life or in our relationship, and then they just keep on doing it. And so I came back at the end of 2019, not knowing what was on the horizon for 2020. Who remembers 2020? The pandemic happening, right? And I came home and had to try to figure out how to live life. And I felt like I was wearing a costume of Jay. I felt like I was just putting on this costume and putting on this face and having shots and whatever, line it up and let's do it. I just wanted to keep myself distracted. I wanted to keep myself from doing the work that I needed to become the best that I could, because the best of me was so far away. When I think about all the work that I did to get to where I'm at today, all of the words that I've written for all of these episodes, producing over 300 videos for this community, I've basically dedicated my life to you guys for the last 2 years, to this channel, to myself, to being the best version of myself that I can be, to not put on the face, for it to become a permanent lifestyle change, for this to be me. And it's not to say that I don't have days when I still wake up a little anxious or maybe a little depressed, when the sun is still shining, but it's still cloudy in my mind. But I know that I'm moving more in the direction where I will be able to see the light again, regardless of what the actual elements are proposing to be. And I know that this is what I wanted for myself. I know that this is where I wanted to be. And I knew that every single time I chose to get sober, and then I found myself drinking, and then I found myself getting sober, ... again, which is why I named the channel Getting Sober ... again, because I knew I failed so many times and I didn't know for sure that I'd be able to do this. But I'm happy to be here with you all today, and I'm very happy to be able to celebrate this monumental milestone with all of you. And I also wanted to tell you how proud I am of all of you, and all of you that still struggle, but still know, because you still have that voice inside of your head. Is it God? I don't know. Is it just electrical impulses firing through the gray matter of our minds? I don't know. Is it the universe? I don't know. Is it our ancestors whispering into us? Let's not drink tonight. I think we should stop. I think I'm getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. Enough is enough. Are you going to do something different? When are we going to do something different? Do you want to die? Do you want to live? Do you want to choose life? You know what that voice is. It's that voice. How many of you have heard the voice? Say, I've heard the voice. I was there. I was there for 20 years thinking to myself, is this it? Did I grow up to just be a drunk? Is that what I'm going to be? I thought I was going to be an artist. I thought I was going to be a creator. I thought I was going to change the world. I thought I was going to help people not get cancer. I thought I was going to maybe cure cancer someday. I don't think I'm going to do that, but I want to try to help open people's minds and help them to understand that we're being poisoned. I don't mean to say that like it's this big conspiracy, but there may be some conspiratorial elements about it. You know, why is our healthcare system the way that it is? Why is it that when you go to the doctor, they can't tell you how much this is going to cost, and they won't tell you how much it's going to cost. And then you go to the receptionist, they can't tell you how much it's going to cost because that's an insurance issue. And as a matter of fact, even though you have insurance, we don't really know that your insurance is going to cover it. And you have to go outside of your provider. And then don't forget how much your copay is. And you're like, why am I paying? I'm paying $300 a month for insurance. Take care of me. We just want to be taken care of. We just want to have the security to know that we can go to work, regrettably, the next day and be healthy, to be able to help keep putting a roof over our heads and continue to take care of our family. That's what it's all about. I'm not all about political division. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care if you identify as a Republican or a Democrat. We're all a little bit of both. I'm not trying to stir the pot right now. But do you love your family? So do I. Do you want the best for your family? So do I. Do you want people to be in pain and to suffer? Neither do I. Do you want people to be able to live the American dream? So do I. Do you want them to be able to live their best life? So do I. I want all those things too. Do you enjoy good meals? I do too, right? Do you enjoy being silly? Me too. Do you enjoy playing? Me too. Do you like sometimes being occasionally distracted by Netflix, movies, sports? Me too, right? We all love the same things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what if you line up with the donkey or the elephant, with blue or red, with Democrat or Republican or Libertarian or the Green Party. It doesn't matter. We all want the same stuff. We're all allowing these things to distract us from who we are and what we are, and that we care about each other. And we should be doing a better job of loving each other. And we should be doing a better job of unraveling the dissemination and the deceit that continues to be cast down on us, because it's impossible to sell 100% of people on anything at any given point. But all you can hope to do is to get the majority, 50.1%, 51%, right? As long as it's at least just that 50.1, that's the majority. And that's what happens every year. You get enough people riled up to swing right or to swing left, and then they're passionate about it for exactly how long? 18 months, right? And then everybody's pointing sides and pointing the finger out. That president did this, or that president did that. And it's like, are you forgetting what's most important? Are you forgetting to just do your part to make this world a better place? Are you forgetting to be active in your local community? Are you forgetting to just get the potholes filled on your street and in your neighborhood? Are you forgetting to be kind and to love thy neighbor? Are you forgetting these things, right? Are we forgetting that God gave us the tools that we need to succeed? And do we sometimes have to ask for help, despite of the fact that people are begging for their lives at this very moment? That as we speak, somebody just passed away, and it was totally involuntary. And while we ask God for this help, it's like, well, are we willing to meet God halfway? And I don't consider this to be anything shy of a miracle that I'm 2 years sober. And to answer my own question here of today's poll, did I ever think that I was going to get sober? I believed that I was going to get sober. It was just so hard because I wouldn't get out of my way. I was so addicted, not to the alcohol, but I was addicted to the distraction. I was addicted to enabling myself to continue distracting myself. I was addicted to feeling like I'd fit in somewhere, and these people related to me. These people related to the struggles that I'm going through in my life. These people relate to the distraction that I'm willing to sacrifice my future for, because they're also doing it. And as long as we're together, we have each other. And that was good enough for me for 2 decades. But I don't choose to look at it now like I'm behind 2 years. I don't choose to look at it now like I've lost this time. I look at it now as if I've gained life experience. That whatever mistakes I have made, I used those mistakes and I took the opportunity to learn from them. Not all of them. I haven't figured them all out yet, but I'm aiming to, and I'm hoping to, and I'm wishing to, and I'm willing to. Is the thing. I talked to Sam today about like going to the gym every day still. It's a struggle. I know I should be going to the gym, but it's part of my daily regimen. I know that just as I have to make my bed, just as I have to hydrate, just as I have to put in a good balance of food, not just any old food, but a proper balance of carbohydrates, fats, yes, fats, and protein. That's the holy trinity. That's the trifecta: carbohydrates, fats, and protein. And also too, supplementing, right? I know that my body isn't, I may still try my best with the trifecta of protein, carbohydrates, and fat, but still I may not be getting all the vitamins, the minerals, and the nutrients that I need. So I will still need to supplement when I can, and sometimes when I remember. Sometimes I don't always remember. I at least start to take my daily vitamin, right? I try to do all the things and check off all the boxes on my checklist so that I can give myself the fighting chance to be the version of myself that I wish to be, and that I want to be, and that I hope to be. Because I know more blessings are coming. And I know that it's impossible that if I continue to spread positivity, it's impossible if I continue to spread love, it's impossible that I continue to do my best and to show up and to be present, that I won't directly influence the people around me and the environment around me. And as these videos go into the library of YouTube and continue to echo on throughout history, I hope that somebody finds this video and all of these other videos days from now, weeks from now, months from now, and years from now. I would love to get comments 5 years from now and 10 years from now from people that are telling me that I had one foot in the grave and I didn't think that I was ever going to get out of my circumstances. I didn't think that I was ever going to be the best version of myself that I possibly could be. I didn't think that I was going to do anything other than continue to self-sabotage and to burn the candle at both ends. And I want to tell you that as long as you continue to incubate that desire to get sober, you still have a chance. Every day that you continue to wake up, you still have a chance. Every day, you will get more opportunities to choose better instead of worse. And all you have to do is be better today than you were yesterday. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to do the entire pile of paperwork. You don't have to do all 2 years of sobriety today. You just have to do the next 2 minutes of sobriety right now, and another few minutes after that. And every time that you get a craving, and every time that you get a distraction, every time that you think, I need to check out, what's wrong with laying down? What's wrong with taking a nap? What's wrong with going for a workout? Every single one of us knows that when you exercise, you're gonna feel better. That's why I do it. Even though before I go into exercising, and Sam too, she tells me, I just don't want to do it, I don't feel good. And then we know we feel better. You have to have the things in your back pocket, the tools at your disposal to know when you can manipulate your internal, whether it be physical or mental environment, so that you can have better results, choosing better. If I'm having a craving to drink, name something. Let's all right now, Jamie, Sam, Sil, everybody, let's all name something, right? Something that you can personally do as a substitute for drinking alcohol. That's easy, that's at your disposal, and now you don't have to travel somewhere to do it. If you want to travel somewhere to do it, that's fine. Let's all start giving examples of other things that you can do that would be an absolute better use of your time instead of drinking alcohol, getting drunk, getting intoxicated, and getting a terrible quality of sleep, and then waking up with a hangover tomorrow. What is literally anything that you personally can do? What are your go-tos? Is it making a cup of tea, going through the ritual and the process of boiling the water, putting the kettle on, getting your tea bags, getting your honey or your organic monk fruit sweetener, right? What is it? Is it a book? How many books? Have you read all the books that are in your shelf-help section, right? You got all these books on maybe how to get sober or how to fix stuff or whatever it is, about history, about art, whatever it is. Could you spend a few minutes with a book, right? Is there some work that you could do in the garage? Is there maybe some cleaning up you could do? Your car's probably dirty. When's the last time you cleaned it out, right? When was the last time you wiped off the dashboard with some Armor All, right? When was the last time that you, I don't know, when was the last time that you did your bed sheet laundry, right? There's all kinds of things that you can do. All of this is your responsibility. Stop giving into the craving. Stop giving in the temptations of willing distraction. You're responsible for all this. And yes, it will still all be there in the same way, shape, and form that it was, whether you get drunk or not. But you know, and this is something that I say to myself, whenever I'm doing something else that's not drinking, I say to myself, is this necessary? Is this necessary for my productivity? To simplify, I ask myself, whatever it is that I can find to do, I just ask myself a very simple question, which validates me immediately. And that question is this something that needs to be done eventually? You might want to write that one down. Is this something that needs to be done eventually? And if the answer is yes, and I decide to do it, I pat myself on the back and I say, good job, present Jay. Future Jay is going to be very happy with you. Write that one down too. Sam and I thank past us all the time. Like we went out the other night and then Sam like put out her pajamas. She had them all ready to go. She had our water bottles filled up. So we knew we were going to have a late night. And when we got home, we were going to be able to just come home, get real comfy, real fast, and get into bed and just enjoy ourselves, watch a movie, and get off into dreamland, right? And that's an example of past us thinking of future us. And that's the part about me that I love now. And that's the part of you that I hope that you get to fall in love with. And that's something that we all have to look forward to, is knowing that I'm on my team. I'm on my team now. I wasn't always on my team. 2 years ago, I wasn't on my team. That was just selfish Jay sabotaging future Jay from ever being born. Every day. It was like I hate to say it, but it's the only example that came up to my mind. It's like every day I was just taking plan B, and it was like, no thanks. It's not time to give birth to this version of me now. And that's what I used alcohol for. I was using alcohol as a contraceptive and delaying myself from being my future self, from being my best self. Because I was scared. I had anxiety. I thought, this is so much work to do. I don't even really know to start. I don't even know who's sober. I don't want to go to AA. I don't want to go to rehab, but I don't want to die. So I had to be mature, and I had to look at myself. I had to look at myself in the mirror and say to myself, is this it? I know where this road goes, and it's not a very long one, and it ends probably pretty abruptly. And there's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of suffering, and it's not going to be by me until that point. And I imagine the few people that would have come to my funeral, none of you would have known me. None of you, this channel wouldn't be here. Over 50 of you wouldn't, maybe you would have been, but now we have over 50 members of this community who are over 1 year sober. And I want to share something with you. Speaking of not knowing what your life's trajectory is, or being keenly aware of where you may end up, I wanted to read this comment to you. I'll put it on the screen here. There's a comment from Rob. So here we go. So this is a wonderful comment that I got 7 hours ago. Rob said, I've been watching your channel for a little over a year now. I was just telling my girlfriend how last year during Sober October, I would watch your episodes in my truck while I sat in parking lots and drank before I'd come home from work. I would lie to everyone about where I was and what I was doing, and then come home drunk. I wanted to get sober so bad, and I tried so hard, but I could never do it. I'd been daily drinking for about 15 years at that point. I came close to losing everything in December of last year. Almost my life as well. I tried white knuckling, treatment, tapering down. I honestly didn't think that I could do it. I have to be honest, Jay. Watching your videos truly inspired me to get there. After a suicide attempt in December, I finally got there in January. It wasn't a New Year's resolution like most people think. It was just my time. I'll be hitting my 10-month mark in 5 days, something I never thought I could do. I have a lot of people to thank for standing by me, including you. You helped save my life, brother. I'm grateful for that. I'll always keep watching your channel and keep recommending it to my friends who are struggling as well. Happy 2 years, Jay. Thanks for everything. That was from Rob. So thanks, Rob. I thank you for that. I told Rob that I was going to read his comment. Is Rob still here? Oh, Rob's still here. Cry emoji. Yay. Happy cry. Hopefully you don't mind. You didn't mind me putting that out to the internet, to the World Wide Web. By the way, Rob, after write down the snow right real quick. If you'd like to change your YouTube name to anything else, whatever else, you can change your name after the live stream, and then or right now or tomorrow, and it will retroactively change your name as it appears here in the live stream, and it'll change your name as it appeared in your comments. So we always say, anonymity is important to us. We want people to be able to express themselves, truly and fully. And, I don't know, I don't know who you are and what your environment is, or if you're running for political office in 2024. But I just want to always put that out there to let you know, because I know there are a lot of people that you sign up for YouTube and you're not a personality, you're just you, right? And then so you sign up with your name, and then you show up as your name in the YouTube chats, and then you're like, oh, I was just really vulnerable and transparent on a live stream. I don't know if I wanted to do that. I didn't know he was going to read my comment. So I always tell people, I just always want to remind you all. So going back to the poll, did you see our last episode about cancer chemicals in candy? 67% of you said you have not seen it. So hooray, you get to watch it. It'll be new. It's fantastic. The things that are in our food's changed. Let me say something here. Semi-sensational, but also true. Andrew Bloom said, Jay, come to Ottawa. I would love to. You don't happen to have some flyer miles, do you? Can Sam come too? Sam, you want to go to Ottawa?
Yeah.
I don't know if Andrew's going to allow it, but we'll see. I haven't been up there. I've only been to Canada a couple times, but yeah, totally, let's go. What was I going to say? So the episode, so in the video description down below, this is today's video that you're watching me. So the fourth link, or the third link down, not this one, but the third link down here, it says, are there cancer chemicals in Halloween candy? So you can click on that link. Don't click on it right now, because then you're going to be out of the live stream. It'll go to that video. Unless you're watching from a computer and you can open up an extra tab, then you can right click on that and then you can open a new tab. So you can do that, and then it'll go to the video. And then it'll be me from a couple days ago. Yay! Talking with my crooked mouth. There's Skittles. All right, so you can watch that later. And hopefully you enjoy that. And maybe we'll watch that too after tonight's live stream at the end. I think, Sam, did you have something that you were going to say? We're going to have the resurrection of Sam's Super Sunday Sobriety segment tonight. Sam wants to talk about a couple of things about her observation of being a friend of somebody who was previously heavily intoxicated and chose to get sober. And so she's going to be telling you a story. And it's wonderful that Sam and I both now know. Shout out to Michael. Michael, our friend, is also over 2 years sober. It's been wonderful. It's just nice to be able to, I don't go out on my personal Facebook account. I rarely even talk about this channel and getting sober again. I have a separate account for it. I have a Getting Sober Again channel and a Getting Sober Again YouTube, Getting Sober Again Instagram, Getting Sober Again Reddit, all Twitter, all that stuff. So I keep it separate because I don't want to be this person saying like, oh, you guys should stop drinking, which I never say that. It's just, if you want to find a better balance in your life, then welcome to the channel. Come check it out. So I want to be a sober ally. So tomorrow on my personal Facebook, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm not one that likes to really be celebrated, so I don't want to make a post saying like, hey guys, I'm 2 years sober, give me some likes. What I want to do is put out a post and say, hey, like today, it happens to be that I'm 2 years sober, but what I mean to do with this post is to let you know that, you know, if any of you out there think that your life is out of balance, I just want to let you know that I am an ally, and we have this YouTube channel that you can check out. Or if any of your friends you think that maybe are just a little bit out of balance with alcohol or substances, that there are people out there such as myself that are out here living life and being fully present and thriving and figured out a way how to do it and how to be me for free. So that's the point of wanting to do that Facebook post tomorrow, because I try not to get too personal. I really just treat Facebook as a place that I could just be funny, really, and just say some funny things, and so we'll see. You know, I try not to make it all about me. I'm the host, but I try to be humble. I wasn't a very humble person previously. I don't know if I'm even doing a good job of being humble, but I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to be the man that I want to be, right? I very much consider myself to be a late bloomer. I'm trying to be the partner that I wish to be. I'm trying to be the son that I wish to be. And eventually I would like to, God willing, be the father that I would like to be. So, you know, fingers crossed, everybody. Hopefully you're crossing your fingers. Hope that Jay will be a dad someday. I'll be daddy. And it'd be awesome. I get to be somebody's representative. I mean, it's not in the works. There is no bun in the oven. Just letting you know, I would like to, everybody chill out. And somebody's mom probably just had a heart attack. I'm like, what? Sam, call me right now. But no, it's it's all good. We're just, we're talking. We're in negotiations. We're figuring it out. But I'd like to be a dad someday, right? But you know, I want to make sure, you know, there's still some days I wake up and I'm just like, that person's not going to be somebody's dad. No, you better figure that out ASAP. Better learn how to swallow your pride and dissolve your ego, buddy, before you go trying to be somebody's dad, and then they end up being in therapy and getting sober even more because of my dad Jay, right? So I don't want to be that person. I want to be the best representative that I can to a brand new soul and innocent life that deserves all the best. But also, part of why we're making the pivot with this channel is that I want to continue doing my own research, not research as it is actually done in educational institutions, but reading articles, not really research, just reading articles. But I want to share truths. You know, I want to be able to help save people's lives. You know, it's I told somebody recently, you know, I'm not just trying to save your life, but I'm trying to save your dad's life too. You know, I don't want you to have to go through the pain that I went through, and I don't want your mom to go through the pain that my mom went through, right? And you can only do as much as you can. And I'm not gonna, you know, take it on my shoulders like I could have done more, I should have done more. I'm not that type of person, but I'm gonna do as much as I can in the time being and try to make sure that I'm reading my labels and I'm educating myself and I'm educating the people around me. You know, my mom was wearing a particular brand of lipstick for her whole life because that's just what Marilyn Monroe did and Elizabeth Taylor did and Sophia Loren did. They all did. All of the beauties of the world did the same thing, and it was all pumped on your brain. It was on the billboards and the magazines, and that's what they wore. If you want to look glamorous and have luscious lips, and then you find out that like there's bugs in it. And you find out that there's like red 40 in it and red number 3 and all these toxic chemicals in it, right? We talked about in that chemical episode that there are chemicals in your kids' candy right now that are not even approved by the FDA to go in your lipstick. That's how toxic it is. But it's in your Swedish Fish, it's in your Starburst, it's in your Skittles, it's in your Pez, right? It's in all these candies that your kids just went hustling door to door and you facilitated it. I'm not pointing the finger, and you did it, right? But we all did it, right? And I was a kid and I ate it all. I was eating the Starburst, the pink ones because they're the best. I had Starburst and another Starburst because I got it like that. Now I'm out of Starburst and I got to switch to yellow, I guess, because I'm out of pink. I wonder if I put a red and yellow together, that'll make a pink. But that's another story. But I want people to know what they're putting in their bodies. And that's in the tune of getting sober, again. Name something else that you can get sober from. Tobacco, vaping, weed, sugar, chemicals, right? All of these things. We're wondering like, why are so many kids being born with autism now, right? It's not just a matter of like, well, because we can detect it better, right? It isn't just that. It's all of the chemicals, right? From the planes that are flying over our head and dumping chemicals on us, not like they're doing it, you know, on purpose, but it's just a matter of fact. They're burning all these fuels, all these jet fuels burning above us. We're right behind 100 tailpipes on our way to work while we're white knuckle it, chugging our double espresso, right? And We wonder, as we're gripping our fake leather made out of plastic chemical steering wheel while we have our heater on because it's getting chilly, and we have this hot air blowing out of our plastic vents while we're sitting on our nylon and poly seats, while we're wearing our polyester pants, while we're wearing our nylon jacket, right? While we washed our hair with chemical shampoo and slathered our body with chemical soap and put chemical deodorant in our armpits so that we don't smell undesirable at the board meeting. It's like we're poisoning ourselves every day, right? So I want to make sure that, you know, we are all collectively making the world a better place. And I will not stop doing this work. I will be doing less sobriety content, but I will still continue to be sober, and I will still continue to be a sober ally for you and with you, right? And for myself, first and foremost, to continue making better decisions. But also part of that is now I get to turn the chapter, and now I get to do what the universe has been asking me to do. And now I get to talk on bigger and broader topics about self-improvement, right? Other ways that we can detox, other ways that we can get closer to being the best version of ourselves. Because we always say sobriety alone doesn't do it, but it certainly gives you admission to the club. Once you get inside, it's up to you. You're going to have to shake some hands, and you have to do a little bit of networking with life. Does that make sense? And now that we have this pass, now that we have the invite to the party of welcome to your best life, we still got to do some work. We still got to hydrate. We still got to get to sleep every night. We still got to eat right. We still got to say our prayers and eat our vitamins and do our body weight squats and our push-ups. We still have to practice positivity, right? We still got to make some amends and make some apologies and try our best not to let Uncle Ted ruin Thanksgiving this year, and to be more vulnerable and to be more transparent and to be reserved when we need to, and to say what we need to say when we need to say it, and to say nothing when it's our time to keep our mouth closed. Because if you're going to alternate from being the student, and you're also going to then be the teacher. And then after being a teacher for a little while, you're going to have to go back to being the student. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I look forward to this new challenge and this new chapter with this channel. And also too, I wanted to remind you and ask you all right now that, oops.
That's not it. Hold on 1 minute.
I have it in this document. So I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I have another YouTube channel. How many of you did not know that I have another YouTube channel? So it was my first real attempt to start creating content. It didn't really take it too terribly seriously. But this format that you see before me here, with the color and everything, I started, it's called JPod, Jaepod, JPod. And here comes the link right now, 3, 2, 1. At 8:37 is the timestamp for the chat, or whatever 37 it is for you in Australia or around the world. So it's going to look very similar. I also have the sobriety videos on there, but what I'm going to be talking about more on there, I may do some funny videos, but I also may do just like streamline of consciousness videos, just like random topics that I might want to talk about. They may not be as good. Who knows? They may not be as investigative, but what I want to keep, I want Getting Sober Again, the channel, to be, to continue to have the fundamental, the foundation of self-improvement. So getting sober is self-improvement, right? Making better decisions is self-improvement. Being aware of chemicals is self-improvement. Cutting back on sugar is self-improvement, right? Cutting back on caffeine, knowing like, do you vape? What's in the vape, right? All these things are self-improvement. Here, let me give you go over a couple of notes from what I want to talk about with that particular channel. So I'm just going to rattle them off really quickly, and then I'm going to read King Sigma's. Actually, I'll read King Sigma's message. It said, King Sigma said, I found this channel when I first decided to get sober 2 years later and still sober. I want to say thank you for being a steady support system. Channel looks great. Keep motivating. And a peace sign, a heart, and 3 roses. Thank you for giving me my flowers. I really appreciate that, King Sigma. Cool. Sil said, hold on, I gotta wait for this message to go away. Sil said, new channel is an interesting way to go. Yeah, so on this channel, here are some of the topics I'm going to talk about. And hello to Nicole Angelina. Are you the Nicole? Are you the? Do I know you? I know somebody that's named that. Okay, so here's some topics for the new direction of this particular channel. Oh, and thank you to Hazel Daniels, who said sobriety saved my life. There you go. That's right. And don't forget that. Never take it for granted. Okay, you did the work. You went through hell to get here. But here, that's the thing. Listen to that. You went through hell. You went through hell. So for those of you that are still going through hell, are you just gonna set your bags down and say, like, I guess I live here now? Why? Why be the victim of your own demise? If you're going through hell, do what? Finish the sentence. First one to finish that sentence wins. If you're going through hell, two more phrases that go with that. Okay, so new ideas for the channel is... Andrea Bloom said, I bet you'll be a great dad. Oh, really? I missed all your messages. Sorry, I was talking. So here's some topics for the... you guys are make me blush. I'm going to turn orange. All right, so here's some topics. The food industry tricks. How about counterfeit vitamin supplements? Is vaping unhealthy? How much gets absorbed through the skin? Are there chemicals in my clothes? Forever chemicals in pots, pans, in our water supply, etc. Did you know that babies are being born right now? And when they take samples from the umbilical cord of the baby who hadn't been born yet, there are BPA, PFOA, PFAS chemicals now in the womb. The baby doesn't even have a chance. They're already full of chemicals, forever chemicals. And some of these chemicals continue to build up in your body and your body never gets rid of them. And then they alter our DNA, right? So forever chemicals. Why is there fluoride? Why is there so much fluoride in our water? Now somebody out there was like, because it's healthy for our teeth. Well, we'll get to that. How about how much radiation is coming from our cell phones and from our appliances? The dangers of fragrance. The payoff of sacrifice. Being scared versus being excited. The value of being a human being. You know how valuable, like think about that for a second. When you think about, when you've been in your lowest and when you've been self-deprecating and you didn't think you were really worth anything, you thought you were worth less or worthless, right? You couldn't build a human being for $1 million, for $1 billion. They're trying, still can't do it. All you can really even do is you can get one to sort of talk and move their mouths in a very creepy way. Thank you. You can get them to do that and then nothing else. Or you can get them to like jog around and like not bump into things. Or you can get them to like pick up packages from the bottom, from the ground and put them on a shelf. That's about as far as we've gotten. Are we going to get further along? Yeah, I think so too. But when you are feeling worthless, when you are feeling down, just remember, you can't build a human for $1 billion. That's how much you're worth. You're worth more than $1 billion. You're worth more than $10 billion, $100 billion. You are priceless. And if you don't believe that, keep going. You have to believe that you are priceless. You have to believe that that this life is a gift and that others, I'm sure, experience you as a gift. And if they don't yet, then keep going, keep working, practice. Sometimes I practice smiling. And I'm just like, because for the most part, this is how I am all day. And I'm perfectly happy. But my dad, I remember before my dad would sometimes smack me upside the head, he would yell at me and he would say, while I'm making this face, he would say, why are you making that face? And then in my head, in my smart aleck head, in my smart aleck, 10-year-old head, I would say, well, half of it is your fault that I have this face. But I guess, with women, it would be referred to as resting bee face. You could fill in the blank. And then I guess with guys, they call it like, what is it? Like resting murder face or whatever. But I just have this very stoic, this is my face. Just very stoic, right? And I forgot what my point was, but also I practice smiling sometimes. I'm just like, I need to, especially when I go in public, I'm like, okay, I have to get used to this. And like, I'll practice like sometimes before I go somewhere. And it's like, I just practice smiling. I'm like, oh, all right, lips. Come on, chapstick. We got a job to do. Come on, chapstick. All right, I got a cracker. It's getting cold outside. All right, cracker. We're going to do some smiling. And whatever anxiety and weirdness we feel, we're not going to show it on our face. Because, you see people, you meet people, you go to a party or whatever, and they're just like, and they're feeling that anxiety. They're feeling weird. They're feeling like judged or judgy. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's how I feel, but I'm not going to do that, right? So that's a topic. Andrea Bloom. I'm going to unblock your message. It had a swear word in it. I have all the swear words are blocked. Sorry. Some don't take offense. Sometimes if your message doesn't come through, it's just because we have some words blocked. We just don't want some particular dialogue in the live chat. 1 second. Cool. I had to ask Sam for help. Sorry, I turned my microphone off. Your audio is fine. Don't worry. But yeah, so those are some of the topics. Caveman said, I get asked if I'm okay a lot. What, because of your face? Andrea Bloom is on a mission to destroy Tang. Let's find out. Is Tang unhealthy? Says most of Tang's flavor comes from natural and artificial flavor. Tang is unhealthy because of all the unnatural ingredients used to make it. So let's find out. So this is basically what I do when I ask. Because we all get curious, right? And we live in a fantastic time where we have supercomputers in our pocket. So whenever we don't know something, what should we do? Ask Google. When you don't know what the answer is, ask Google. So that's what we're doing. So we asked Google, and this website, Calorie Bee, talked about, is it good for you? Is it bad for you? So Tang, we talked about Kraft Foods in that last episode, didn't we? Kraft Foods is a portfolio with an umbrella of over 70 major brands. And also, too, Kraft has teamed with Heinz. Yes, that Heinz. So I think between Heinz and Kraft Foods, they now have a portfolio of over 200 major brands. Does that mean anything? That just means that they have 200 major brands. But also what it means is that, they're in the business of food. They're not necessarily in the business of healthy food. That's the thing where people get confused. Like, well, it's on the store shelf, so it must be healthy, right? Where like most of the food that people are buying is just bread. It's just carbohydrates. What do you got, Sam? Okay, thanks, Sam. So Tang is a craft food. They make food products, right? So let's look at this again. So why is Tang bad for you? According to Andrea Bloom and Calorie Bee, it's all about the sugar. The first ingredient in Tang is sugar. The second ingredient in Tang is fructose. In other words, sugar. Further down the ingredient lists are maltodextrin, sucralose, also sugar, acesulfame, potassium, and neotame, which are all artificial sweeteners, which drives your brain crazy. Artificial sweeteners aren't necessarily better than regular sugar. Tang contains 24 grams of sugar in an 8-ounce serving. That's also almost 6 teaspoons of sugar. Those 6 teaspoons might not seem like much. It counts up if you drink Tang each morning for breakfast. At 15 calories per teaspoon, you are drinking an extra 85 empty calories each morning, or 31,000 extra calories per year. So if we do that math, the math for calories, it takes a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So 31,025 divided by 3,500 would be almost 9 additional pounds of fat per year. And it doesn't always get turned into fat, but it's most likely going to be turned into fat. So back to the topic of your labels. One second. Going back to the topic of labels, when we are reading our labels, I don't know how many of you know this because they didn't really teach it in schools, and it's all part of potentially a conspiracy against the consumers, which is you and I, from the big industries, which this one happens to be food, to not keep you informed or educated. You ever wonder why you pick up a carbonate or a caffeinated beverage and it doesn't even tell you how many grams of caffeine are in it? Or, you know, up until 10, 20 years ago, that they didn't even have nutrition facts on food. You didn't even know what was going in it. Now we know what's going in it, but people still don't know how to read food labels, right? So in order, how a food label goes is that the first ingredient is the main ingredient. The first ingredient is the main ingredient. It goes in order of how it appears in the food. So if the first ingredient is going to be the most of what it is, but again, then it doesn't even tell you what percentage of it that ingredient is. Then the second ingredient is the second most, the third ingredient is the third most amount of food, and so on. All right, give me 1 second. We're going to do a little transition, and Sam's going to come up and talk here in just a minute. I need to stand up because I'm getting a little lightheaded. I have like a circulation issue. So give me a second. Sam's coming up a little later. I'm going to read a couple more things, and then we'll be back. All right, so just give us just a few minutes. Five-minute timer. Ooh, we're still here, gang. Hang tight. I was getting a little lightheaded. Sometimes I have like this circulation issue when I'm sitting down for too long. I've been talking for like almost 2 hours straight. I'm not entirely recovered. So hang tight. A little lightheaded. I don't know what it is about like me and sitting for too long. So I think that's why I like to be active and be on my feet. All right, let's see. It's in the document. I'm still here. Take this opportunity to give this video a thumbs up if you have not yet. And we'll go to 817. Oh, thank you, Carol, for making a donation. I appreciate you. Andrew Bloom said, I was on this site 6 months ago. I never had any family, but this one. Ooh. Sil said 4 newbies here. This is probably only Sam's 4th appearance. Yeah, stick around. Don't go anywhere, gang. I'm just going to read a little bit. I just want to read your guys' comments. All right, gang, we're back. Thank you for your patience. Take this timer off the screen. Get out of here, timer. Graham. Okay, so I wanted to read some of your comments. We asked earlier, what is one thing you could do besides drinking alcohol? So what are your go-tos for staying sober whenever you get that craving and that temptation? And King 13 said cook. And Pluto Platter said interests. Indiga. Oh, hi, Indiga. And hi, MB. I see you here. I didn't get to say hi to you yet. Indiga said play computer games. There you go. Big Jim's suggestion for counter-punching those cravings is I read The Easy Way to Stop Drinking by Alan Carr. Or read it yesterday. That's what he said. Yeah, Alan Carr, if you guys aren't familiar, Alan Carr has a bunch of great content. What do you got, Sam? Oh, really? Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Sam. Let's see. Oh, Pluto Platter said fishing. There you go. And Michelle said go for a walk. Sam had to tell me that there were some comments before we timestamped it. King 13 said dance. That's cool. That's fun. When you feel like drinking, you just start dancing in your living room. Pants optional. Big Jim said walk the dog. There you go. Went from hair of the dog to walking the dog. That's very metal. Caveman said watch a sunrise. Nice. MB said bubble bath. King Sigma said learn astrology. Oh, there you go. Sam and I were thinking, we were talking recently about if there were a baby in the future, she being a Taurus and me being a Sagittarius, what zodiac sign would be compatible with the two of us? And so that was Libra. Anybody a Libra out there? So it was Libra, Capricorn. What was it? Was it Aries? Yeah, Sagittarius. That's me. And Aries. So I think Sagittarius was last place. It wasn't bad, but it just was it was a pro for me, and it was a pro neutral for Sam. That's how I rated everything. But it's a Libra, Aries, and Capricorn were all positives for us. So, and then of course you can always aim for that Sagittarius window, and then if you miss, you get a Capricorn. But anyway, Marilyn said how she combats drinking is making a difference in someone else's day. There you go. Jamie said, hike the mile up my little mountain bend behind my house. Oh, that sounds fun. Chatting with the Lord about strength and honoring his word. That's a fantastic one. I like that. Yeah, anytime you don't know who to talk to, you know who you could talk to? Even if you're not good at it. I was talking to Cat Mom and Sam earlier about like how when you start prayer, maybe when you're a kid, or maybe you're still just an adult, but you're a kid at heart and you don't really know what to do. Maybe in the beginning, your prayers just sound like you're asking Santa Claus for presents every Christmas. It's like, I would like a new bike, and a football would be good, and a brand new puppy, Jesus. I would like that, thank you. And for my mommy and daddy to have a bigger house. And so like, it's not unlike that, if you're when you're an adult, I always asked to be able to learn I asked to pray better. And I even pray for God. I pray for God. I say, hey, God, I pray that we're all doing what you need us to do so that your life and your existence is easier. I know that you got a bigger fish to fry, and you have some very big issues on a global scale to deal with. So whether or not I win the lottery, we'll just leave that up to chance, because that's not of your will anyway. But I asked to be able to pray better and pray and try to come at my requests for not only myself but very specific members of this community and people in my own life. And I have a separate cancer prayer list and health issues prayer list. And I ask, like, how can you enlighten me on different ways, guide me onto different YouTube videos or different pastors or, whoever, on how I could be more thoughtful, how I could be more kind, how I could be more considerate of, your word and what needs to be done, and how I can help that to become a reality. So thank you. Thank you, Jesus. And let's see, who else said what else? Carol said, Sam trying to navigate it, but it's taking me off channel, so I'll try to go. Oh, okay. That was something else. CD said, I can take my dog for a walk while listening to some classic GSA. Nice. King 13 said, anything you used to enjoy when you were a child. That's a fantastic point. So again, going back to the topic, which is what are some other things that you could do instead of giving into the temptations of alcohol, right? I'm sure there was an instrument you used to play, or you used to like to write, or poetry, or whatever it is, something that you can create, draw, paint, sketch, bring out your camera. You all have a camera in your pocket. I'm sure you could turn it into, put it on portrait mode and take some very interesting pictures tonight if you don't know what to do after tonight's live stream. Hazel said, writing out a journal. Michelle said, call a friend. Sil said, putting pen to paper. I like that. King 13 said, music. Sobriety Playbook said, what I can do to not drink, make a YouTube video. Go to an AA meeting, clean my house, paint, have a concert at my help someone else. There you go. All right, let's see. Cat Mom said, making pumpkin spice coffee, eating pumpkin pie, taking photos in the woods, enjoying a beautiful change of trees, and playing with my cats. That's another great one. There you go. Pluto Platters said, enjoying not having a hangover. That's a fantastic one. And Jamie said, future Jamie is going to be so proud of you. I love this. That's a fantastic motto. Stick that right down in your wallet and put that in there. King 13, aka Deb, said, will this choice improve my life? That's a fantastic way to look at it. When you get to that fork in the road, when you know when you're challenged with a decision, which is this going to be better for me or is this going to be worse? Is this choice going to become a liability or is this going to be an asset? Is this going to bring into my life or take from my life? And so that's a good way to put it. Will this choice improve my life? And if the answer is no, then you know that's not for me. I know I had a couple of very spiritual experiences recently, and I had some very negative, some very dark thoughts come to my mind. And a new exercise I like to pretend like my brain is a factory. It's like a warehouse, and there's like a robot that sees this negative thought on the shelf. It's there. I acknowledge that it exists. I'm thinking along with it. I'm seeing where it's how and why it's playing out, and what I can maybe learn from it. Because that's also too is sometimes maybe we're enlightened to a vision, a premonition of what maybe is to come, and know it. If I don't, even though my intentions are pure, maybe if I don't change something now, as little as that I may think it is now, it may alter my trajectory long term enough so that this negative thought or these negative things may actually come to pass. So I like to pretend that when I have that idea in my mind, that these little robot arms come out of my mind, and they go towards the thought and go, nope, you don't serve any purpose in here, goodbye, and drop it in the garbage. And it's that simple. And I go like that, just like how they used to do in the movies a long time ago. That's a job well done. Drop it in the trash, and I move on to the next thing. And I'm like, I don't like that thought either. But no, usually it's just like one will creep in there, whether it's negativity or self-doubt or whatever it is. So thanks for writing that, King 13. Pluto Platter said, let's go sit in a room somewhere full of loud strangers and have fun. Yeah, if you can do it. Let's see. Who else said what else here? And the topic right now is what other things, what are your go-to moves? What else can you do that's easily accessible to you that can distract you and keep you from temptations or drinking? And then Andrea Bloom then said, Jay, come to Ottawa. Did she respond with whether or not she has flyer miles? No, Andrea, do you not have flyer miles to bring us to your country where our money will be valued more than yours, I guess? I don't know if it matters. What is the conversion rate? I wonder. What's the conversion rate to American versus Canadian dollars? Ooh. A Canadian dollar equals 73 cents here. So if I brought a $730, it would be $1,000 in Canada. That's fun. All right, let's see. And okay, cool. We got lots of comments. Oh, then you guys started saying the nice stuff about me being a dad. Jamie said, you'd be a wonderful dad. And then Cat Mom said, Jay, you'll be a great dad. And then Indigo said, thanks, Mom. Indigo said, you would be an amazing father. I hope so. King 13 said, humble, funny, and sober, late bloomer here. Get on that, guys. Great parents. Yes, 100. Sil said, being a father, gray hair now, you will do an amazing job. Enough said. Yeah, I gotta look at all this salt and the pepper. It's like 50-50 now. It's like half salt. I'm halfway to Keanu. All right, let's see. Caveman said, you'll be a great dad. Angela Bloom said, yeah, you don't want to die or live. That was a comment. That was something I said earlier. Hazel Daniel said, you all great dads, LOL. Still said, no is no manual for raising children. Yeah, there's that. We are all each other's manual for raising children, right? Carol was eating Skittles as we were talking about Skittles. What do you got, Sam? Yeah, takes a community, takes a village, they say, to raise a child. And there are 2 of us and 2 cats. Cat Mom was so excited when we told her. I was like, Mom, hold on, stop eating your pot sticker for a minute. She was like, we're eating lunch, and she was like, this is so good. And she was looking down at her plate. I was like, I have something important to say. She's like, uh-huh. And I'm like, can you just look up for a minute? And she's like, what is it? And I was like, we've been talking about maybe we started talking, sort of thinking it out about maybe someday having a child. And she was like, well, really? I'll be the best grandma. And I was like, yes. Because, I don't know. I wasn't in the place to be a dad. And then, I don't know if regardless of what my mom would say, I don't know. I don't think any of us were ready for that up until like 25 minutes ago. So we're talking it out. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how we feel when we wake up in the morning. All right. So that has me caught up, I believe, with everything that I wanted to say for tonight's live stream. Now, don't forget, we have Sam's Super Sober Sunday segment. Bam! Coming up here next. Sam wants to share some words with all of you. So we're gonna do the old switcheroo. Is King 13 leaving? She left. It's morning in Australia. Where are you going? Get back. Text her. Come back. Oh well. So Sam is gonna go to. She's gonna visit hair and wardrobe and makeup right now, and then she is going to come back and talk to all y'all while I go eat a big bag of Skittles. Just kidding. When I finish my my grapefruit water. MB is also a Sagittarius. I should probably stop drinking that. That is ginger beer, non-alcoholic ginger beer with 44 grams of sugar in it. I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls, man. Somebody gonna clip that and turn that into a meme. I'm just reading your guys' comments. I'm getting caught up. Aaron Perez said journaling to figure out what is triggering the craving. That's fantastic. Hey, Aaron Perez. To use your full legal name, go to the video description down below. That's me with the flowers. Go down, scrolling down. Under the section here, it says, here are must-watch episodes on sobriety, minus the S. The first one here, it says, what are the 5 enemies to your sobriety? Aaron, watch this episode. If you're watching on a laptop, right-click on it and then open it in a new tab. But if you're watching on a phone or a tablet, do not click that link right now, because then you're going to be watching that video and we will have lost you. That's me. So this video is fantastic. This is helping you to identify the 5 enemies to your sobriety. Okay? The who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. So that'll help you with your current writing exercise. And for those of you that are still new to sobriety, those of you that are lingering in the background, I know there's always a bunch of people that come to the live streams, they linger in the background and they don't say anything, even though it's a live stream, a live chat, say hello. But anyway, so if you're still new to sobriety, watch that episode and prepare yourself, because it's a worksheet. It's an exercise, and you will keep adding to it. Okay, you're gonna actually physically write it out on a piece of paper or in a Google Doc or whatever you want to, and it'll help to give you the tools that you need to identify all of those toxic people, places, and things, which are the sources of where your cravings are coming from, like when, like what time of day, things like that, where, what places, right? Who, those drinking buddies that you have, those people that put the peer pressure on you to have a little bit of beer pressure in you. Aaron said the episode was on repeat for me and I have notes, thanks. Okay, cool, moving on. All right, let's see. So who's ready for Sam's Super Sobriety Sunday segment? If you are ready, Bubble B, say, I'm ready for Sam. Are you ready, Bubble B? Oh, that's funny. Oh, you are dressed like The Rock. Okay. TK's here and said, happy anniversary, Jay. Hello, everyone. You're just in time for Sam. Okay. Hazel is the only one that's ready for you. And Jamie. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. We're gonna do a switcheroo. I'm gonna exit stage right. And Sam is totally confident and not at all nervous. She's nervous.
Okay.
Great.
Hi, everyone. I am Sam, the moderator, and this is my Super Sober Sunday Sobriety segment. All right, so I just wanted to come on today and talk about, the differences that I've noticed in Jay since I've met him, since he's gotten sober. We've been friends for over 2 years now, so I kind of knew him a little bit, like, before he got sober, and I knew him a little bit while he was starting to get sober, and then after about, I think, 4 or 5 months, then we really started to just basically hang out every day. And so I just wanted to, maybe give some encouragement to everyone that may be struggling with the decision of if your life might get better with sobriety or, if you might stay the same. So I just want to tell you all the things that I noticed that he might not have noticed after getting sober for 2 years. And even if you can't see it at the moment, how much you've changed, everyone else in your life is watching, they're noticing. And believe me, there's a lot of difference. So I just have a list. I like my lists because I can't flow freely. So I'm just gonna read from this. All right, so number 1 is Jay is so much more patient. When I met Jay, it was like September of 2020, and we couldn't stand each other. Like, we kind of liked each other, and we didn't want to be lonely, so we hung out a couple times. And it was hard. It was really hard because I didn't have much to say. And, Jay was just not very patient. He got angry pretty quickly. Every time I was a little strong. Okay. I pushed myself into his life pretty strongly. And that annoyed him. And no matter what he did, no matter how much he got mad at me and told me to go away, I still stuck around and I wouldn't go away. So he's definitely more patient. He's more kind. He's less angry. He's able to talk more and relieve conflict pretty much while it's happening. Before, we could have arguments and it would linger for a few days, maybe a week. And these days, we try to tackle the argument right then and there so that it doesn't linger. Nobody holds a grudge. And it's so nice to be able to just find a person that you can resolve things with. And that's a really good quality that Jay has had more of lately, past 2 years. He is more understanding of others' feelings and emotions. He used to really not care what anybody else felt or thought about what he was doing or how he made people feel, because, not many of us do. When we're drinking, we don't care. We don't care what's happening around us, how we might be making other people feel. And getting sober for him, it gave him kind of more of a soft heart. And he has shown so much gratitude for life and gratitude for the people around him. And it's very, very nice to see how much he's growing. He's more empathetic. He gets into other people's feelings with them. He understands every aspect of where you're coming from. He might not agree every time, but he understands everything that you're saying, everything that you're not saying, all the body language, everything. He is more motivated. When I met him 2 years ago, or a little bit over 2 years ago, we were at the bar every day. We played pool. Well, Jay played pool and I watched, and we just hung out at the bar every day. And there wasn't much, talking about what we're doing with our lives. There wasn't much talk about like what we're planning for the future. It was just, this is what we're doing and we're just having fun. And once he started getting sober, he started taking his life a little bit more seriously. He started to become more motivated. He started this channel back up again. And those 4 months where we didn't really hang out, he was pushing out episodes. What was it, like every single day he was pushing out an episode because he was just so motivated. Sobriety gave him so much motivation to just push through whatever he was feeling and just go for the goal, go for helping other people. And while he's trying to also help himself, like, he is definitely doing the right thing here. So he's definitely more motivated now than what I perceived him to be 2 years ago. He is definitely kinder. That goes with the less angry. He used to be a very angry person. Things that wouldn't really make anybody else angry, it would frustrate him a lot more than, you would expect. And that goes along with, being more patient. He found a way to not suppress his anger, but maybe, work through it. And just, he gave himself the ability to be less angry at the world, at whoever harmed him or whoever he harmed, or anything that has happened in his life. He's less angry, and he's definitely a much, much kinder person. Like in the beginning, I would not talk very much at all. And Jay's not very much of a small talk person, so it would you could see how that might get a little annoying for him. But as he grew and as I grew, we managed to find a better way to communicate and forgive each other, and that's a very, very nice thing. He is more focused, like I said, with the more motivation. He, like I said earlier about how we were always at the bar, going to play pool, going to drink, he doesn't look for those distractions anymore. He just finds time. He finds as much time as he can to do all the things on his checklist that he's been pushing off for so long. He says it to me all the time. He's like, I don't have time for any distractions anymore. Like, distractions aren't going to help me get to where I want to go. And after getting sober, he has definitely made less time for all of his distractions. I have one. He's a little less intimidating, and I'm not exactly sure if it's just because I've known him now for 2 years. But it's definitely, when I met him, he gave off a very intimidating vibe. It was like, I want to get to know him, but I'm also so scared. And it could be why I didn't have much to say, because I was afraid that I was going to say the wrong thing, or, well, what I was going to say might be stupid. And then he'd look at me like, are you stupid? But yeah, he's very much less intimidating now. When we go out on the weekends, he walks up to strangers and he tells them that they look great. Like, how intimidating can that be? It's like, that's a very, very nice way to start the evening. It's a very nice, kind gesture to a random stranger. I said that one already. Yeah, but not only has he helped himself become a much better person, much better version of himself, he's also helped me become a better version of myself. And I'm still trying to get to the best possible version of myself that I can possibly be. And without him, I'm not going to say I wouldn't be here, but it would definitely take me a lot longer of a time to navigate to the place I am today. And if he wouldn't have gotten sober, then, you know, I wouldn't have grown so much, and we wouldn't have grown together so much. And it's a very, very nice feeling that we can have those hard conversations sober, and we're both fully present, and we're both fully aware of what we're saying to each other. And it is very, very nice to be able to count on yourself and count on your words, and not having so much regret on, oh, well, you know, I was drunk when I said that. I didn't mean it. I was drunk. And those aren't excuses anymore. And it's all just raw. It's all just very personal. And yeah, and we're all just taking accountability for ourselves now. And that is a very, very beautiful and important thing. And so thank you, Jay, for helping me grow into the person that I've become. Last thing I said is he's given me back my lust for life. Because we're constantly, you know, doing things outdoors. We're constantly going and playing frisbee golf. We're constantly going to ride our bikes together. We're constantly going to exercise. We're using our body. We're getting fresh air. We're doing all these things outdoors and we're playing like children and we're just in love with running around and throwing a frisbee. And it's so nice and so refreshing to have that now, when 2-3 years ago, my free time would be spent sitting on the couch watching TV, binging a show that I had already watched once. And it is just so refreshing to have somebody that you can just be fully present with and have fun with and be yourself for free. Like we always say, be me for free, right? So congratulations to 2 years of sobriety. And I love you, Jay. I love you.
Love you.
And I can't wait to continue to see the man that you turn into and continue to grow into. And that is all I have to say for Sam's sobriety segment on Sunday. I will see you guys in the next live stream. Goodbye, everyone.
Well, how about that? No, TK, I didn't give her the script to read from. I just edited it and... Well, no, I'm just joking. I don't know what she was writing on. Sam can write her own words, and she does quite well. She has blown me away over the years. I like, she wrote me something years ago, or well, a year ago or so, and I recorded it. And I was like, it was so beautiful what she had wrote. Also, too, like last year, I want to shout out, you know, Sam, how Sam was talking about like how we're able to complement each other and how we're able to like be there for each other, and how we're able to like, you know, do all these things. You know, like I do have a lust for life. Like I feel like I'm most in my element when I get to play. It's one of the greatest aspects of being a human being, is to get to play, right? To get to do something that doesn't mean life or death, to just play, to just keep a score, and then the score goes away afterwards. It doesn't matter anymore, right? And I love the fact that we get to ride our bikes together and go to the gym together and ride our scooters together and play frisbee golf and play pool. Sam just bought her first pool cube, very expensive carbon fiber shaft with turquoise inlays, my birthstone. But she just bought that in her first case, her matching white case last week. But I told her, you know, like, well, I'll teach you how to play, but you can't buy your own stick, your own cue, until you can beat most of the people here at least once. And then so she finally did. And then so I finally encouraged her to go to the next level. But, you know, just in time, it's like also too, like being Sam's friend is also being Sam's mentor, and trying to, you know, just help her to continue to graduate into the next level, so far as I, you know how to help, because I can't help with every aspect of every journey, just how I know how to do best. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that I have this opportunity to be, you know, someone's companion, and to be somebody's trusted source for information and objectivity and subjectivity, and to be able to share in all these adventures. We got to go on that cross-country road trip this past year. We went from Cleveland all the way to LA and back. It was supposed to be a bigger, longer road trip, so sorry to those of you that we didn't get to visit, because we met a lot of you during the trip, but we didn't get to visit anybody that was south. So we were supposed to go down through like Phoenix and Austin, San Antonio, New Orleans, Nashville, Columbus, and back up to Cleveland. But that, like, we ended up getting COVID, right? But it's fantastic. You know, it's like in the beginning, like Sam said, I couldn't stand Sam in the beginning, and she knows. But you know, there's just different differences in our lives, right? In our life experiences. And I'm a little bit older than Sam, not by much. No, I'm a little bit older than Sam. And I remember her looking through my Facebook pictures, and she was crying one time. I'm like, why? And I said, why are you crying this time? And she said, I'm crying because you've lived this entire life already before me. And I said, well, I was like, yeah, but I'm done with all that now, and I'm here now. And that's very much how I am. I'm not the type of person to live in the past. And I'm working more towards living just, being present and living in the now and not giving myself anxiety like Bubble B was just talking about just a second ago in the chat, about the anxiety, right? And was it Bubble B? Did I get confused? I was on the keyboard for a minute. And yeah, Bubble B. But we get anxiety when we think about the future, right? That means we're thinking about something that hasn't happened yet and is out of our control. That gives us anxiety. When we're depressed maybe about something about the future, but it's usually about something that happened in the past, which is also out of our control, right? Anxiety, future out of our control, depression, past out of our control. And then here we are begging for mercy and hoping to get out of this rut and just doing whatever we have to not feel uncomfortable right now, which traditionally came in the form of handling it, working it out, sitting with these feelings, thinking about a detour. You find yourself on an emotional detour, right? We talk about these lessons here in sobriety being cross lessons for anything else in life. When you find yourself on a sobriety detour, meaning you went back to drinking for some reason, you had a craving, you caved, you had a bad day, whatever. You find yourself on a sobriety detour. Do you just, once you get lost, do you just stay lost? Do you go on a cross-country road trip and then you get lost somewhere and you're like, well, I just live here now. I guess I'll just buy a house and I just live in Wisconsin. I think that's how everybody wound up in Wisconsin. They just got lost and they just stayed there. But all jokes aside, you wouldn't do that, right? So when you find yourself on an emotional detour, it's your job to figure out, well, how did I get here? Did my coworker piss me off? Was it my partner? Was it my kids? Was it my parents? Was it family member? Is it the government? Right? Is it all are these things that are they out of my control or in my control? What's giving me anxiety? And if it's something that you should control, could control, should control, can control, and you're just simply not doing it, then that's grounds for, that is a formula for anxiety. And every single one of us will absolutely 100% experience anxiety when the voice says, hey, we should really take care of that. We should do that thing. Hey, remember that thing that we were going to do and we didn't do? And then you choose to ignore it when you try to do a little bit of this, or you do a little bit of this, or you do a little bit of whatever else, and you choose to ignore it. You decide to let that be future me's problem. Because today's me, I'm partying. I'm not going to handle that, right? I'm in no states to be taken seriously. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And task that on the credit card of your future self. And then every day you wake up in debt to past you, the shenanigans of past you, and you wake up as future you tomorrow. How are you going to wake up tomorrow? Are you going to wake up tomorrow in debt to you today, which is going to be past you tomorrow? I know it's trippy, man. But don't put yourself into debt. You have obligations. There are things that the universe wants and hopes and expects out of you. There are talents that God gave to you. There are life lessons that your parents passed on down to you so that you wouldn't make the same mistakes, but maybe here you are still learning the same mistakes, and you are destined. Repeat after me. I am destined to repeat the mistakes of yesterday so long as I don't learn the lesson again today. You will repeat each lesson until you graduate on to the next level. And that's part of also why I wanted to get sober. That's part of why I had to turn the ship around. I had to stop enjoying the ride, and I had to take the helm of the ship and say, hey, I don't trust where this is going anymore. We've had our fun. We're a little lost. I have no intention of moving to Wisconsin. Let's get out of here. Let's figure out where the highway is. Let's get back on the interstate. Let's get back on my path. Let me do a quick little montage, doing some hydrating, eating healthier, saying no to temptations, to people, places, things, to the who, what, when, where, and why. and identify, come up with a battle plan, get the map out, hold it upside. Am I holding it there? Which way is north? Well, it's like, okay, I think I got it. There's a truck stop up here. I can refuel over here. I can get some gas. I can get a little bit of motivation. That gas, that good gas, that motivation, right? That motivation and that inspiration. That's what we all need. I need it. And you all need it. And I'm very grateful that the way that God and the universe has wired me, that I am a generator. And I know this about myself, and I know that I get tired. And I've been warned many, many times by people in this community that to not burn myself out. And I'm very grateful that I've definitely flirted with burnout. And I've definitely found new and better ways, and surprised myself to be able to continue to be able to do this work. And I'm very happy, and I'm very humble, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you that have come to every one of these live streams. Thank you, and I'm very grateful to every one of you who have watched all 315. How many has anybody here watched all 315 of our videos? Probably not. Maybe. Well, I think me. I mean, definitely me, because I watched them before I put them out there. But if you had to guess, how many of our videos have you watched? Just out of curiosity, it's a question to all of you. Random guess. How many of our 315 videos do you think that you watched? And if you're just now joining us, don't forget to leave us a thumbs up. Did you? Oh, cool.
Our record is 86 and we're at 74.
Oh, our record is 86 likes and we're at 74. Ooh, is there anybody else that forgot to give this video a thumbs up? Let's see if we could break the thumbs up record in under 3 hours. By the way, we've been going on for 2.5 hours now, but it's a celebration. And Bumblebee said, thank you, Jay. This is what I needed to hear just for today and now. Nice. Diana said, happy second sober day. I like that. TK said, thank you, Jay, for your time and effort. Jamie said 20. Cat Mom said 314. So maybe I was going to say maybe my mom watched all of them. TK said, thank you for staying longer. Yeah, we were just waiting for you to show up. And so now I guess we're ending chapter 1 of tonight's live stream of 10 chapters. This is a live stream marathon. We are going to be going on until, I'm just kidding. We're going to break the record, but maybe we'll see. We're at 77 likes. Well, all I'm going to do now is just beg for likes. Just like, can we get 7 more people? Hey, text all your friends and tell them to tune into today's video. And give this video a thumbs up. But no, so I'm very grateful because if it wasn't for this community, I wouldn't have come back. But that was the whole purpose. Like, I had to outsmart myself, right? You know what I'm talking about. You're the CEO and you're also the worker and you're also the janitor and you're also payroll and you're also HR, right? And you also have to clean up the vomit when that happens. You're all of those things. You have to wear all the hats in the company of yourself. Right? You are a company. Start thinking about yourself that way. You've got to come up with the ideas, you got to execute the ideas, and you got to clean up the mess if and when those ideas are successful. And I knew that I wanted to be the best that I possibly could be. And I just knew. I knew I was making a mess. I knew I was making a mess of things. And I was just erring on like, well, I still look young and I still feel young and my organs should all still mostly be intact. I should be okay, right? I'm okay. And making this channel was my message in a bottle, right? Making this channel was, I had to come down here. I felt driven. Maybe it was divine intervention. I don't know. But I felt driven to come down here and sit in this basement almost 4 years ago. It'll be 4 years, 28 days from now. 4 years. We'll be celebrating 4 years in 28 days from now. And I came down here. I turned on the crappy overhead lights and it cast a big old shiny spot on my forehead. And I turned that camera on. I didn't have any professional lights, even though I was a professional. I wasn't really committed to it that much. I was just kind of like, let me just write help on a piece of paper. I don't know where I am. There's just a bunch of sand and a bunch of palm trees and one guy with long hair. Okay, bye. I stuffed that message in the bottle. That wasn't the first video. I said way more. And then I stuck that bottle out into the ocean. And I just hoped that somebody would find it. And, lo and behold, we got our first subscriber. eventually. We got our first person to leave a comment on a video. Then I was drinking again. And then there was like 20 subscribers. And then there was like 50 subscribers. And then after like 2 years, and I made like a handful of videos, like a dozen or so videos. Then people were like, hey, are you still making content? I really like your videos. And I was like, oh, guilty. I don't like this feeling. And then people were like, hey, are you okay? Are you still sober? And I was like, oh, even more guilty, feeling lots of shame, great shame to my family. And then I was like, I should do something different. I can't continue to live this double life. I'm being called literally by the internet, in angels and internet comment form. And people asked me, where I was, and I was like, I can't keep that. What was the whole point of me doing this, starting this channel? I was intending to get sober. I don't want to die. I don't want to end up getting cancer and having somebody wondering why I wasn't closer to them, having a kid and then seeing, not watching them grow up and not being closer to them. And I don't want to put anybody else through any kind of pain that I'd went through. Right. And so, here we are, just trying each day to make better decisions instead of worse decisions. And I know, maybe you don't have a sober community near you or a sober family that you feel like a part of, but you're always welcome here. And I'm only a comment away. I'm not hard to find unless I cut my hair and shave my eyebrows off and my beard, and then it'll be unrecognizable. But until then, I am very easy to find. You can always comment, and it will help us greatly if and when you comment on any one of our videos. If you comment on somebody else's comment, I won't see it. YouTube doesn't show me. But if you comment just directly on the video, I will see your message. If you would like to support us on Patreon, I would love for you all to support us on Patreon. If you have any extra, a couple of extra bucks, that would be fantastic. You can support us on Patreon. If you really appreciate the work that we're doing here, if you feel like you've saved some money, if you feel like you do want to put some money towards a greater cause, feel like if you want to send some our way, there's the link in the video description down below and the links in the chat right now. But also too, that just comes with practice. This is just helping us is just practice for the bigger picture. Like Sam and I, we take pride in being able to donate our money also to, we donate to Wounded Warriors, to the Salvation Army, to the Toys for Tots, and St. Jude's. And so we're going to keep adding, more places that we're able to continue sending money to. Oh, and the Greater Cleveland Food Bank also, so is statistically, it's depending on, who it is, a dollar could feed a dollar can feed anywhere between, 4 to 15 people, depending on, of course, how they're preparing the meals. So when you think about that, this 'tis the season. There's a lot of people. If you have right now, if you have running water, you have electricity, you are no worry of having any of your utilities shut off. If you can climate control your house, and you've got food in your refrigerator and pantry, and if you are there are no worries on your end about being out of house or home or food, and you have so much food that you may be actually gaining a little bit of weight, consider helping others, especially this upcoming holiday season. I don't have a particular place to donate to, but I gave you some suggestions, and also to do your research and find out too which one of these charitable organizations give the most of their money to the actual cause, because there are a lot of administrative fees and things like that, where sometimes 60 cents out of your dollar might just be going to the organization operation fees, right? So I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but you want to get into a higher percentage, a higher ratio. 75% goes to the people in need, 90% goes to the people in need, 95% goes to the people in need, and let's just try to make this world a better place. And maybe that wasn't your objective. When you're just hold on, I'm just trying to get sober, not change the world. You're not trying to change the world yet, but I know your heart, and I know that you want what's best for the world. I know that you want there to be a little bit less violence, right? I know you want there to be a little bit less crime, right? I know that if you had hungry people, if you had hungry people in front of you, and and you had the ability to feed them, I know that you would feed them, right? If somebody didn't have anything to wear, I know that each one of you would literally give the clothes off your back. So far as it didn't give you a public nudity citation, you would give the clothes off your back to help somebody, knowing that you have a full closet, probably even a walk-in closet, probably so many clothes that it's taken up too much space, right? So maybe that's something that we could do. If you're thinking about like, well, what could I do to help? Maybe I don't have any money, but you know, I sure do have a lot of clothes. Maybe I can donate. I can donate some clothes to homeless shelter or the women's shelter, right? I could donate some clothes. I could donate to Toys for Tots, right? Maybe I got some kids don't use their toys anymore, grandkids, whatever it is, can buy some new, whatever. Just try to make the world a better place. I believe that there are earth angels here, but you can believe whatever you want. Some of you are like, oh, earth, here he goes with the earth angels talk. But I believe that there are, all it really takes to be an angel is to take the banana peel off the sidewalk of somebody's future path, right? And all it takes is to hold the door open for somebody, not expect anything in return. You don't have to expect a smile or a thank you. You just do it because it's the right thing to do, right? And there needs to be more of us continuing to do the right thing out here, regardless if it gets you a smile, a pat on the back, or even a single penny. That's what it makes, and that's what it takes to be an angel. That's what it takes to make the world a better place, and we all do it in our own ways. And I encourage you to continue digging deep. It's not that hard to find. You just have to be willing to look for it, right? You have to be willing to be a little bit vulnerable and let a couple of people in traffic that are stuck in the Burger King in the morning. And because you're not really in a hurry because you're not slapping your snooze button 12 times anymore, right? That's another bad decision or worse decision that you're going to stop doing tomorrow morning, right? You're going to wake up on time. Not just because I said so, but you're going to wake on time because you want to, because you know that this is one of the changes that you have to make. And we're going to start the domino effect immediately when that alarm clock goes off. That's going to be step one tomorrow. Step one, alarm goes off. I'm up. I don't care how much I don't want to go to work. I don't care how much I have to do before I leave for work. I don't care. I'm just going to get up. And then I'm going to make my bed. And then I'm going to drink some water before I drink coffee. I'm going to wait a little while before I even drink coffee if I'm drinking coffee. I'm going to show some gratitude. Maybe after I make my bed, maybe I get down on my knees and I just say a really quick prayer. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me this opportunity to be alive again today, to make better decisions instead of worse decisions, and help to guide my path and help me to be the best version of myself that I can be, so that I can help to motivate and inspire others to be their best, so that my positivity will radiate and other people will be positive. And whether if they choose to be positive or not, I won't be wavered in my determination to be the best version of myself. And it will take practice. And you might not get it right tomorrow. And you might not get it right on Tuesday, but you might be closer to getting it right next Monday or next Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday in December. Who knows? But we're going to continue to practice, because practice makes what? Progress. That's right. Practice makes progress, not perfection. There is no possibility of us achieving perfection. We are all imperfect by design, and we are all human. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to thank you all for spending your time with us and investing your time in yourself. And stay tuned for more with this channel. Remember, we're going to be making more content that is going to be less sobriety driven, but it turns out that most of you have not watched all of our 300 and some odd episodes yet anyway, so you have plenty of content to watch, binge watch, and to memorize. So in the meanwhile, stay focused. Don't forget to reach out. Don't forget to, we only need 2 more likes. I see 84 likes. What's the record? 86 is the record. Is there anybody else out there? We could break our record of likes during the live stream tonight, even though we technically went 47 minutes over. Is there anybody else who hasn't yet given this video a thumbs up, who's out there, or anybody that hasn't left a donation that would like to? You don't have to, but I just want to put it out there. It's kind of like a last call. We're doing last call, gang. Let's see. MB said maybe someone doesn't know how to like. If you're watching on your Fire Stick, if you click the middle button, it'll bring up the play bar, and then over towards the right hand side, if you press the up button and then click over to the right 1, 2 times, you can give this video a thumbs up. I just did it from the 2. All right. We need one more to break the record. Marilyn W said, night, everyone. Thanks, Jay. You're such an inspiration to all. All right. Well, thank you. The prayers are paying off. How about that? My stomach hurts. I want a piece of pumpkin pie. It's almost pumpkin pie time. Once one more of you give this video a thumbs up, I can go have pumpkin pie. Don't you want me to have pumpkin pie tonight? That'll be your way of helping this channel. Put pumpkin pie in Jay's belly by giving this video a thumbs up. TK said, Jay, we're on the same page. Just set up volunteer for the needy at Thanksgiving at St. Luke's Church at the Halloween party tonight. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Hazel Daniel said, thanks, everyone. Congratulations, Jay. Have an awesome one. Great lesson this is. Well done. Keep up with them good works to all those that are in need. Nice. All right. Are we still not there yet? We just need one more like. MB said, okay, I had Patreon and something happened to it. Yeah, so like Patreon, so a lot of you are supporting us here on YouTube, but YouTube takes like 30%. So if you send us like, say if you're a member of this channel for $10, YouTube takes 3. It's their platform. I'm not saying anything, it's just fact. They take 3. They take somewhere between 3 and 4, actually. But if you support us on Patreon, we get like 99% of it. Any of those devices over there? Hold on, maybe I should just do it for I'll like my own video. Then I can have pumpkin pie. Hold on a minute. I'll open up a different account and watch it. I just did that though from the TV, I think. I'll do it from there. I'll do it for my chill clips channel. Now it says 86. All right. We just broke the record thanks to all of us. Thanks to all of us. Cool. All right, we did it. I feel accomplished. Not because of being 2 years sober, only because of the likes. Just kidding. So it was a blast. I'm glad that we had that we pulled through. We had a little bit of adversity in the household today, and then Sam and I packed it together once the swelling went down on my eye. Just kidding. We made a pact and said we're gonna plow through this. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna turn this ship around, and we're gonna have a great night and a great live stream, and we're going to stay committed and we're going to stay the course. And I'm glad that we grew as people and we were able to manifest this good time. And I'm very pleased that you're here, and I love you all. And I'm very much looking forward to starting this new chapter and taking this big risk. It's a big risk to do these new videos because I know they're not going to be about sobriety, and some people are already like of the attitude is like, well, I'm only here for sobriety content. It's like, well, that's great because there's over 300 videos on sobriety. But sobriety, so let's see. What is the definition of sobriety? So it's just the state of being sober, right? The quality of being staid or solemn is another one. Sobriety refers to the physiological and psychological state of being unaffected by the presence of an intoxicant. For people who are in recovery from substance use or alcohol use, the definition of sobriety is similar to the definition of abstinence. It means living life free of whatever it is that you wish to be free of. And I know that there is much more that I wish to be free of, right? Whatever temptations that we may find ourselves. I'm sure, you may not look at whatever your habits are and believe that you need some sort of abstinence from, or to find a better balance, because you might think like, well, it's not killing me, right? But that's not a reason for you to say that or come to the conclusion that it isn't something that maybe you shouldn't take a break from. I'll hear a lot of people say, like, well, I gave up booze, but then I picked up cupcakes, a bunch of them, and I developed a huge sugar craving, right? So when it comes down to that, it's like, well, but we know that sugar is going to affect your heart health. We know that sugar is going to affect the quality of your cognition. We know that sugar is hiding in a bunch of our foods. I mean, like, I don't mean to make sugar a villain, but I'm just saying that under the umbrella of sobriety, there are many things that we can abstain from. And so I hope that, and I wish that I have your full support in the channel moving forward as we turn this new corner and we start to write these new chapters and delve into more of these new investigative topics together, and that we all learn something together. And it will bring me great joy and great pleasure to continue moving forward, and hope that I am giving myself, my future self, the opportunity to have the life that I believe my future self deserves to have. So with your support and with your blessings, I intend to do the best that I can. And I look forward to continuing to hear from you and have your support. And I wish you all a very lovely and healthy and happy Sunday, October 30th. And I thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to watch our last video. Pretty please. It will make, even just, if you don't even want to watch it, just let it play in the background. Pretty please, like 12 times. And here is the video. It's about cancer, chemicals, and candy. And there is the link now. So if you click on that link now, it will take you to that video. And it's also in the video description down below. So pretty please, with sugar on top, if you could spare just 8 more minutes of your time, you may save the life of this channel. Pretty please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Pretty please don't forget. I would love to read a bunch of comments from you tonight before bed. It will be my bedtime story to read your comments on that video about if you learned something, if you benefited from it. And I'm very grateful. Jamie said, Jay, thank you. Thank you to the community here. Excited to join another live chat. You've been an arrow pointing in the right direction. Good night, everyone. All right. Thank you. And somebody else made a donation. I missed it. Who was it? Oh, MB. What time? Oh, at 9:50. Oh, thank you, MB. I saw that you made a donation to our channel. It's the work that we're doing here. That was really, really nice of you. Thank you so much. Mama Carrie said, hey, everyone. I just wanted to say hi and that I've been watching on the TV. Congrats on 2 years, Jay. Oh, thank you. Nice. And we read Hazel's comment earlier. Thank you for pinning that one. I appreciate you. Carol said sobriety equals connection. Addiction equals isolation. Yeah, that's a very good point, because I being honest with myself, Sam, would you mind grabbing my purple water bottle? I would always say that when I was drinking, oh, Jack Kerouac's here. Hi. Said big congratulations to Jay on his 2nd year of sobriety. Nice. And used all the emojis, the members only emojis. Also, that's a benefit when you become a member of this channel. So click the join button next to the subscribe button, and there are 6 different tiers of support for this channel, and you'll get access to all of those members only emojis. Or you can hit the $ button in the chat. But anyway, where was I? I forgot what I was saying before I said hi to Jack Kerouac. Unpin the message. Oh, Carol's comment about isolation equals addiction. Addiction equals isolation. I remember saying that I liked going to the bar because even though I didn't really want to be around people and hang out with anybody specifically, going to the bar and being drunk made me feel like I wasn't alone. Going to the bar and being drunk made me feel like I was around people, but I didn't have to interact with them because the alcohol made me not want to drink, right? And so I'm very grateful that, now I have a different sense of purpose, and now I'm investing my time in my future self instead of wasting time being my old self. So, We are officially at the end. Beautiful friends, the ends. And mahalo to FU. Welcome. Thank you for showing up. And thank you to Rob for hanging out this whole time. How's your project coming? Carol said it's 3 a.m. Oh my goodness. You are quite dedicated. I'm really grateful. I'm really bad at saying goodbye. So I will say goodbye for now. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you, Caveman. Good night to Cat Mom. Good night to Carol and Mama Carrie and FU and MB and Dan and Rob. Good night. MB. Good night. Outlaw. Good night. Marta D. Good night. And Christine. Good night. And Lucy Luce, wherever you are. Good night. And Jamie, good night. And Carol, I think I said good night to twice. And everybody else I forgot to say good night to. Good night to Hazel and good night to Indigo and good night to Marilyn and good night to someone else because I don't have a name to put in this space of the song. And good night to Nicole Angelina and good night to Andrea Bloom and good night to Big Jim's American Dream and good night to Sil. And did I say good night to TK already? And good night to Erin Perez. And good night to King 13, who already left earlier. And Cecilia. And to Juice 81. I just now saw you for the first time. Sorry. And did I get everybody?
Did I get her?
And good night to Bubblebee, whatever the B stands for. It's not a fake hang up. This is so for real. MB is laughing at Jay. Good. I pray to be hilarious. And sometimes I'm hilarious some of the time. I guess. I don't know. You're the audience. I just try to make myself laugh. I feel like if I make myself laugh, then y'all will laugh. And if not, then I guess you'll just leave the community. And then other people who like the way that I laugh, maybe will show up. And like, oh, it's cute. He has a little crooked tooth. He didn't wear his retainer after he got braces. God bless him. Oh, MB's husband. What did I say? Yeah. I don't know what I said wrong. Yeah, it's MB's husband. Dan. Oh, MB is not laughing at Jay. If you're not laughing now, then I don't know what to tell you. I have to get you some giggle pills. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. It's been a pleasure. If I don't see you, goodbye. So long. And good night.
Good night, everybody.
I will most certainly eat some pie. Pumpkin pie. guess what time it is? It's pie time. I'm not gonna sit here and eat this pie in front of you, but I just wanted to show you that I have my Costco pumpkin pie, and there's now a cat meowing in the basement because somebody took the guard down, and I'm going to enjoy this delicious pie. And also too, I wanted to say hello to Aunt Norma, who is off kicking it up with the big JC. And this reminds me of my Aunt Norma's pumpkin pie, which was apparently she'd always be like, oh, it's nothing, it's just the recipe off the Jiffy box. But that's the pumpkin pie that we all knew and we all love and we all look forward to every year. And this Costco pumpkin pie tastes exactly like it. So I am gonna make it pie time. Good night. Love you. It was a fake hang up, but now I'm really going. Okay, bye.